Well, big up, big up, big up. Welcome, everyone, to Liberal 12 Man Show. I say greetings to all my Reds, as Red Armchair Supporter is saying as well. And greetings to Bonkers and to Red Armchair Supporter and everyone that is joining us live for a deep dive into the new signature that we have acquired for our team and anything else you guys want to talk about too. Just a few different topics that I have on the table, but definitely some good ones that are going to have to bring up a little bit of controversy and maybe a little bit of easement when it comes to some of the takes and the opinions that we're going to delve up on. But it is certainly a unique day when you're dealing with the World Cup and you're not expecting any big time announcements. You're seeing other teams maybe even working on some of the things that they're going through, and you see a headline. You start seeing a pop up here and a pop up there, and an alert here and an alert there, and back to reality. It is. We are on the move, and it is a fun one to talk about because let me just say this. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, leave a like on today's video if you can, and join one of, I think, one of the best communities in the YouTube universe, or whatever they call it, the Unisphere, the Liverpool, the Red Sphere. How about we call it that? Yes, the bid for Diomande, I expected it to be rejected. They're still going to be pressing for probably a higher they have a higher evaluation on Diomande. We'll talk about Diomande a little bit today. They have a higher evaluation on Diomande, and it's understandable. He's in the World Cup, and it's only going to, and now that he's on the world scene, it's just going to continue to grow the amount of interest and the amount of price evaluation they're going to have for the player, in my opinion. So, I've always been someone that I think that you should be proactive with your signatures. I get it's always great to get whoever is at the time the biggest name or who has the most buzz about him, but I think that today's signature for a player that a lot of us didn't even have on our radar says a lot about us getting back to basics, is what I would like to say. It's a little bit of an ode to the old Edwards that we used to love and appreciate even more so. But let's just get it. It's official. Liverpool's summer rebuild has truly begun. For weeks, we've been asking when Liverpool would make their first major move of the transfer window. Now we have our answer. Victor Munoz is on the verge of becoming Iraola's first signing at Liverpool. But here's the thing, this transfer isn't happening in isolation. I don't believe. Liverpool are still pushing for Yan Diomande. I know that the bids, as Red Armchair Supporters is speaking on, it might have been declined, but it doesn't mean that all the pursuit is over. We're still monitoring Bradley Barcola. He's very big on some people's lists, not mine personally, to be honest with you. There are other, I'm not saying that he's a bad player at all, but there are other wingers in my upper echelon of wingers that I would go for before Bradley Barcola. But Bradley Barcola is certainly an excellent talent. They're still looking at midfield reinforcements. Look, you got to be prepared because there are some players that are going to maybe ask to leave the team. There are some players that just aren't going to be a fit for the team any longer. And behind the scenes, they've just fought off Europe's biggest clubs, one of Europe's biggest clubs, to keep one of our brightest stars, a Red. And that's important. Because I don't like the whole idea that of our club being a lily pad, much less it being an incubator for some of these talents that go on to other teams, and yet they don't recognize the fact that this is probably the best place for them. But yeah, we'll bring you the latest transfer news, discuss why Bayern Munich failed in their pursuit of Rio, examine the latest on the Yan Diomande talk, and then take an in-depth look. And I mean an in-depth look because I have been doing all morning, the whole for hours on end here. Been doing some deep research on this new winger / even center forward, you could say, in that we're going to be bringing in Victor, and it's exactly who we need on this team. A player of pace, a player that's going to bring us some real depth at positions. And I say multiple positions because he's not just singular and just a right winger or just a left winger. And why Liverpool believe he could become one of the bargains of this summer. There are players out there that this deal reminds me of. I'm not going to say the name of the player out of respect, but there is a player that certainly is in my mind reminds me of this of the impact and the direction of how this deal came about. It reminds me of a certain particular other player that we used to have in this team. Yeah, but I'll just leave it there. But settle in, grab your favorite drink if you need to. Let's talk some Liverpool football if you're out there ready for this one. So it sounds like we are going to begin with what I like to see as a news roundup. So a lot of stuff to talk about. Before we get into any of the particular focus segments, we're going to go this roundup and begin with some of the biggest stories of the day, basically. And obviously for us, it's Victor Munoz is now just one step away from officially becoming a Liverpool player. In essence, we've activated the Osasuna's wingers £35 million release clause. Personal terms have already been agreed on. A 6-year contract is what we're looking at for this player, and the medical has been completed while Munoz is away with Spain at the FIFA World Cup. Liverpool staff traveled to the Spanish national team's training base in the United States to carry out the medical after receiving permission from the Spanish Football Federation. It's an impressive piece of business and one that moved incredibly quickly, if you really think about it, because this player was supposed to be going to Newcastle, if people do believe in what they see in the journos. And it was cool to see us once again, whether it's Lucho or whether it's Ekitike, acting quickly and getting our guy. Perhaps the most satisfying part of Liverpool supporters is how the transfer unfolded. And like I said, Newcastle United believed they were in pole position to sign Munoz after weeks of groundwork. Instead, Liverpool stepped in, said thank you very much, activated the release clause outright, and effectively hijacked the move. It sends another message, I think, that Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards remain willing to move decisively when they identify the right player. And I do applaud them in not sitting on their hands. Munoz is not expected to be Liverpool's only attacking signing. Reports continue to suggest that RB Leipzig winger Yan Diomande remains the club's number one priority. Now, if we just signed this guy at $35 million and Yan Diomande remains our number one priority, that's some brighter days maybe in our future when it comes to our attack. Saeed El Mala, Bradley Barcola, Yankuba Minta, and Mateus Fernandez Pardo are the wingers that all remain under consideration by Liverpool. Now, if you ask me again, out of all those names I just mentioned, and I'm talking about all those names, I don't think there's one name in that group other than Yan Diomande that I am very, very intrigued to see us pursue. I know some are very bullish on Barcola, But I have a sneaking suspicion that Barcola will go to like a Chelsea or an Arsenal or something like that. It's some London-based team if he does end up going to the Premier League. Away from Anfield, Liverpool's World Cup representatives continue making headlines. And what I mean by representatives, other than our medical staff that were able to get the medical done for our new acquisition, Alexi McAllister played a full 90 minutes for Argentina. He opened up their campaign with an impressive 3-0 victory over Algeria, obviously. Obviously, Messi stole the show with a remarkable hat trick that I think it moved him. I want to say it moved him level with Klose. I think it moved it. I think he's now level on goals with Klose, Miroslav Klose, the great German forward. And now he is now tied for the tournament's all-time leading scorer, I believe. But McAllister quietly delivered another composed midfield performance as he looks to carry strong international form. I'm hoping into the new club season, if he's a Red, it's encouraging to see. I'll tell you what's else encouraging. Can we continue, or can we please, Alexander the Great, please, can you return with the game that you are showing for your country? The Swedish striker that I'm talking about absolutely looks spectacular. He trains separately ahead of Sweden's upcoming match against the Netherlands, obviously, briefly causing concern by some. But Sweden is saying that it was precautionary, simply following an individual recovery program as part of his workload management, they're calling it, with no injury concerns reported. That's a breath of fresh air, because we do not need to hear Alexander Isak picking up another knock or another setback. We're in the market right now trying to get these speedy wingers for you. Just stay healthy in this tournament and come back to Liverpool and do what we paid for. Meanwhile, one Liverpool departure has become final. Ibou Konate is now unveiled by Real Madrid after leaving Anfield as a free agent. Obviously, he's signed a 4-year contract with the Spanish team known as Real Madrid. Replacing him is going to be important this summer. Do we rely on some of the new talent like a Jeremy Jacquet? Do we rely on the recovering talent of Leone? Do we go into the market and bring in a veteran player, or maybe go out there and get a young, talented player? I know right now with the player I would like to see, I've been raving about him for quite some time, but I believe it is most likely he's going to end up going to Brighton. And I believe that's what's going to happen, because I think there, at least now that Van Heck has moved on, he might secure himself actual playing time, first team playing time, which is what he's looking for. But he signed a 4-year contract. He's close to £400,000, which is what he was asking for from us, and it goes to show you that it is not a surprise that he ended up leaving, considering that Madrid is beautiful city, it's a beautiful place to live and the likes, but it also is just £400,000. I'm sure is something that he couldn't turn down, and especially if we weren't going to pay him that money, he had to make the move. There was movement in the academy Speaking of center halves, defender, I remember I don't know if he got called up for one of the games. I think it was for an FA Cup game or something like that. But Carter Pennington has completed a permanent move to West Brom. He is he's progressed through Liverpool's youth system since the under-7 level, so he's been with Liverpool for a long time. While he's certainly highly rated, but he got the move. Another highly rated player, it was the 16-year-old striker Vincent Joseph, which is kind of crazy, is that Vincent Joseph is expected to join Manchester United on a scholarship deal. So that should be an interesting one as he moves on to Manchester United. You don't really see or hear that too often, at least for our two clubs, but it's a move that he's making. I also saw something. I know that friend of the channel and also one of my fellow content creators out there, Mr. Rasta Crab, does not believe Harvey Elliott is worthy of staying with Liverpool. I get that. And he always makes a point to call out my attention or my vote of support towards Harvey Elliott in at least getting an opportunity to play here, because I enjoy the fact that he plays for the badge. With that said, there is another person out there that maybe hearing this name, maybe he could bolster my opinion to have a little bit more merit and worth. But I saw something out there about from Emily Heskey, and he believes Harvey Elliott deserves another opportunity under Iraola. Heskey argues that Elliott hasn't suddenly become a poor player and believes a change in manager offers the midfielder the clean slate he needs to compete for a regular role once again. My question for you out in the audience, since I don't have a panel today, my question for you is, which story is your favorite of all that I've mentioned? And do you think that Harvey Elliott deserves another opportunity? Do you think Harvey Elliott can make the most of an opportunity? Is an even better question. Because I think he can. I honestly do think he can. And I honestly think he will make an honest effort to make it happen. Stones, talk about Stones in the chat. I don't know about that. As a striker, is that what you're saying? But yeah, just which story excites you the most? Is it the Victor Munoz finally arriving? Is it maybe the fact that we are continuing our pursuit of Yan Diomande? Maybe it's the idea that Harvey's going to get a shot at this. It might make some sense for him to, not only get an opportunity to make the most of his run with Liverpool, but if not, maybe be able to audition his talents for another team if it's not Liverpool. That's going to be the team of his future. That's at least how I see it. So shout out to Trudon. I see you just popped into the chat. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to Hi Laura. I don't think I said hello to you, but I am now. And I think that's all this really. Oh, and also Red Vision. I did see that earlier. I just didn't get an opportunity to say hello to Red Vision. Say hello to Red Armchair Supporter and Bonkers. Of course, they're here early. It is something. It is something because I wanted to talk about some. It's Liverpool news, but it has to deal with Germany and our Bavarian giant friends because we're going to talk about the transfer Liverpool refused to allow happen. Bayern Munich thought they could lure Rio away from Anfield, but we had other ideas, obviously, and I love to hear that. Love to hear that we actually, we're very, very, bullish on protecting our young cubs. So Liverpool have been busy strengthening. I get it. We've been strengthening our team. But we at times have to defend. And I know we've let go of some very, very incredible talent. But Rio is a special talent out of the players that we've seen because he's so young and he has such incredible skill sets that are only going to continue to grow and continue to get better. Rio has certainly become a serious subject of interest from Bayern Munich. And earlier this summer, they targeted the young man to be a part of their club. The reports were that Germany had a verbal agreement with the player. Now, whether that's true or not, let me back up, please. If that is true, that is troubling. But if it's not true, then it just goes to show you that sometimes you do have to take some of the stories you hear with a grain of salt. But even though they're suggesting a verbal agreement had been made between the player and Bayern Munich, Liverpool have completely rejected that narrative. According to Liverpool, a journalist that I do like and I do appreciate, shout out to David Lynch, he said senior figures at Anfield were incensed by the reports. That is a quote, incensed. And believing they amounted to little more than an attempt to tag up a player the club considers untouchable. I know Bayern Munich does not mind hollering at a player. So, and I saw Red Armchair Supporters question. I'm trying to remember which. It's been a while because I remember we talked about this like a week ago or something like that. But like, I can't remember off the top of my head the publication that said that, or who had said that it was that. But it was in multiple publications that he had a verbal agreement, and that's what triggered me, at least. Big up to my let me make sure I see that right. Manish. Hello, my brother. Good to see you in the chat. Good to see you. Welcome. Or is it Marish or Manish? Let me make sure. Manish, right? Hopefully I pronounced it right. If I didn't, then you can certainly correct me, and I'll do my best to say your name correctly with all due proper respect and praise. But it does tell you something about, if that report is true, tells you everything you need to know about how highly Liverpool rate Rio, in the sense that we are not even entertaining the talks. The club reportedly sees him as both the present and the future of Liverpool's attack. They see him as someone that was so worthy of the role and position that I just spoke on, that they allowed for a player of Lucho to move on and trust that our left side could be held down by Rio and Cody Gakpo. The expectation is that once he turns 18 in August, he'll sign a new long-term professional contract to further demonstrate the club's commitment to this player and his development. Now, I know a lot of us want to see that deal get done, because perhaps the most exciting, encouraging aspect is that Victor Munoz's arrival isn't expected to block Rio's pathway. Liverpool still believe there's room for the teenager to develop into a first-team player, while Iraola's reputation for trusting fearless young attackers makes him an ideal coach for Rio's continued progression. So already 1-0. Let's see if I can get that game. I see it. Thank you, Trudon, for that score update. Let me make sure I got my games on. Okay. Czechoslovakia, South Africa, 1-1 draw earlier today. Canada, Qatar. So the Canucks versus the Qataris. 1-0 Switzerland. Okay. He must be ahead of me. For some reason, I haven't had that update. Mine says 0-0. But I could be wrong. Let me double check for you guys. It is 1-0. You are correct. Just hadn't updated. One screen says 0-0. The other screen says 1-0. Who scored their goal? Johan Manzambi has scored their goal. Johan Manzambi. I don't know what they're showing some crazy things. If we get Munoz, hello, I think that's Thomas maybe. If we get Munoz and keep Rio and push for Diomande, but fail to get him, we'll feel like a consultation prize getting Munoz. No offense to him, but he ain't Salah's replacement. It was to be Diomande. The Knicks parade was lit, by the way. I wasn't there, but I mean, you could only, New York parties differently, people, and you got to recognize the fact that it is the Puerto Rican parade's coming up. There's another parade coming up too. There's like there's like another parade. You got the Knicks parade. You got the Puerto Rican parade. Like I said, Puerto Rican parade is like ridiculous fun. Ridiculous. Then you talk about lit. That's lit. But the Knicks breaking a 50-year plus drought. Yeah, that's gonna be a lit parade for sure. But to go on with what Tom was saying, I don't agree, Tom. I'm not looking at Munoz because Munoz plays predominantly on the left side, and he's not looked at to be. He's not looked at to be. I don't believe he's looked at to be the replacement for Salah. I'm going to say this. It might be controversial, but there is no replacing Salah. I'm not going to go as far as to say go down the Pep G, crying and saying how he's irreplaceable or whatever. But I will say that there's no replacing Salah because this team is, I'm hoping, turning a different page with the direction that they're going to orient their attack. We've played a wing-dominant attack. I'm not interested in our wingers being our top scorers. We've spent over £200 million for strikers on this team. £200 million. I want to see our strikers become the dominant force when it comes to goals. My opinion, solely, not saying you feel however you like to feel, but I'm just saying that is my opinion. I was going to say in the chat, do you think that Rio should be considered first team Or do you think that we should slowly condition him again this season into a first team, have him be like a role player off the bench and an occasional, very occasional starter? Or do you think that he should be a starter? Do you think gradual development is a smarter approach, or do you think it's let's see how it goes, and put a lot of emphasis on let's see, because it's not easy. Not easy. Puerto Rican parade. Yes, it is. Yes, it does. Let's see. Clubs compared to what's happening in England. It's very efficient. And we got to talk about, I think, organization of the club. I think Hyler's talking about. You can't replace Salah, and that seems to influence the money that they are willing to spend on Diomande. And it has been like that since Richard Hughes took the job. That's what Hyler is saying. Yeah, could be. Very well could be. Well, Victor Munoz is arriving. But I spoke about how Liverpool aren't giving up on the pursuit of Yan Diomande. And I don't think it's slowed down. I know that we've gotten a bid rejected, but that's just a part of negotiations. This is a part of saying, how much do you believe in this player? And I'll go as far as to say that every indication suggests that RB Leipzig winger remains the club's priority attacking target, simply because he is possibly the best young player out there currently. Negotiations continue with the German side despite Leipzig's reported valuation exceeding £100 million, not euros, pounds. I know it's a huge asking price. I get that. And I know it's another summer where we're possibly going to be spending £100 million on a player. It's almost like, is that the market? Is that where we're at when it comes to making acquisitions nowadays? Players that should be more likely 60, 80, if not 60 million pounds are now being evaluated for hundreds of millions of pounds, 100 million, 110, 120. It's a huge asking price, but Liverpool believe the situation could change if Diomande pushes for the move. That's the big question. According to Ben Jacobs, he is an ITK. Liverpool remain optimistic because the player appears to be leaning towards a switch to the Premier League despite strong interest from PSG. It had been originally reported that I saw that he was extremely interested in going to, or that PSG had won the race. It was already over. Now, PSG are in this race. I'm not saying they're not, but this race doesn't seem over just yet. Therefore, hoping their project under Iraola will ultimately prove more attractive. And I think his style of play and the likelihood of him getting playing time from the very beginning and being the signature player, going to PSG, you're going to be a player that is amongst other great players. But going to Liverpool, you could become the man. So I know that we're preparing alternatives. If these negotiations become impossible to navigate, there is a player that plays in Cologne, Saeed El Mala. I don't know too much about him, but I do know about Brighton's winger, Minta. I do know a little bit about Lille's Fernandez Pardo. A little bit, not much, but a little bit. And they've all been identified as contingency options. Do any of those contingency options? And I'm just being honest with you. Do any of those three names make you say, if we don't get, let's say hypothetically, we do not get Diomande, maybe he stays. Oh, it's 2-0, by the way, too, by the way. It is no. Yep, Swiss 2 up now. Do any of those names, I see that Dom said no, but do any of those names really give you the feels, you know? Do any of those give you the feels? Unfortunately, they don't for me. I get that some people are really into Minta. I'm not really sold on Minta. He's a good player, but I just don't think of him as being someone that I'm going to heavily invest in. And Fernandez Pardo is a talented player. I think Fernando Pardo, has maybe even a higher ceiling than Minta. I don't know, like I said, I don't know much about the Cologne player, Saeed Al-Mala. But none of those names are names I've heard before. None of those names have I heard in passing. I know people that watch these other leagues and they don't. I've never heard someone say, "Oh, you got to watch this guy play." So we're taking multiple routes to strengthen our attack. I get that. I don't know if those names are the names that are going to make the needle move in the right direction. It is, Dom. We do have incredible funds associated with this team. They are one of the top 5 revenue earners in the world. But we've had a very, very important summer last summer. And if we're going to have another summer similar to last summer, where we're going to spend $100 million for this player, 40 for this player, 60 for that player, or something, along those lines, we're going to spend up to $200-300 million again. We spent over $400 million last summer, but $200-300 this summer again. It's got to be for the right players. It's got to be for the right players. It's got to be for players that we really do honestly feel are the players that are going to make a difference and be able to build on for our future. If Liverpool could sign only one winger this summer, who are you choosing in the chat? Diomande, Barcola, who? It could be Mala, it could be Minta, Fernandez Pardo. Who are you signing? Pick up beans on toast, by the way. Ask you, who are you signing? See, anyone has a comment thing. LC went too many years not maximizing their squad needs and investing as much as they should have, especially under Klopp, says Dom. Ekitike is is out for the rest of the year. Kanate is gone. He's not necessarily out for the rest of the year, but I get what you're saying. They're targeting Boxing Day is the day that Ekitike would return to the team. That's at least what the hopes are. I don't know if that's a realistic ask, but that's at least what they're saying is Boxing Day is when they would look to see him come back. If you look at the profile of Munoz, it's far from finished article. We're going to talk about that. Let's get into this. Victor Munoz's journey to Liverpool has been anything but ordinary. Born in Barcelona, he began his football education in the famous La Masia Academy before continuing his development at CF Dam. In 2021, he began to mold his talents and made the bold decision to join Real Madrid, progressing rapidly through their youth ranks before eventually making his first team debut. Seeking regular football, Munoz joined Osasuna. He joined them last summer for around €5 million, and the move transformed his career. He scored 7 goals, added 5 assists, and 36 appearances. He's established himself as one of Spain's brightest young attacking talents. His performance earned him a senior Spain call-up earlier this year, where he scored on his international debut and before being selected for Spain's World Cup squad. Liverpool moved quickly because several factors aligned perfectly. Mohamed Salah's departure created an absolute immediate need for pace and power. But it is something that I definitely am excited about, and that is getting a player back on this team that can maybe put a little bit of fear in fullbacks from their pace. Sorry about that. I saw that in my eye. And look, Hugo Ekitiké's Achilles injury reduced the club's attacking depth. We all know that. If Chiesa stays, that's fantastic. But if he goes, it leaves another hole in our lineup. Newcastle believed they had won the race for Munoz, but instead, Liverpool activated his release clause. We completed his medical in the United States during the World Cup and handed Iraola, I think, one of his signature pieces to the way that Iraola teams work and work well. But Liverpool, this wasn't simply an opportunistic transfer. I think this was the first major step towards building a completely new look attack. It was a step towards a coach that believed in this player enough so that he was involved in some of this, obviously the thumbs up, the approval for getting the player, and that's what we gotta love. Pick up Rasta Crab. The streets have arrived. Big up. Yes. We are here as well. Rasta Crab, please do put in the chat if you are going to be doing a watch along, by the way, because it is now 3-1 in that game, in the Switzerland game. But I saw that Barnes and the crew were doing. What's that? Yes, I've seen that. I was going to say, Chris and Barnes, Chris Angel and Barnes were doing the watch along last evening with one of my side teams. Okay. Colombia, and It wasn't the easiest game for Colombia, but Colombia ended up pulling that one out to get that win. I was watching Ghana, yes, Nalante's team eke out a win against Panama. I told him Panama was not going to be an easy victory. Panama is not an easy team to play against, and they are a team that, excuse me, that fights and makes the game difficult. And they come out ready. And is this game going final yet? This game is either going final. No, they're still playing, but it's basically this game's pretty much over. I don't think they're gonna have 5 minutes of extra time in this game or something like that. They're already in the 4th minute, 3-1. But it is the countdown to Rasta Crab's Canucks. His Canucks. Oh, are we going to see maple leaves falling, or are we going to see maple syrup flying in the air or something? I don't know how you guys party up in Canada, but it can get a little sticky that way, I guess. Pause. I heard you. Let's see. I am not impressed with the Munoz signing. For me, it's a Ben Doak sort of player, and we all know what happened to Doak. Yes, we do. We all know that Ben Doak is now playing for Scotland in the World Cup. I thought you came here for World Cup vibes, Rasta. Come on, don't hate on Ben Doak. Don't hate on Ben Doak. I'll tell you the difference between Ben Doak and Munoz. I'll even get into the tactical report. That's a good segue. I'll get into the tactical report. Fozzie crashed out over this signing too. Oh my gosh, Fozzie, Crab. Oh my goodness, you guys are funny. You two are funny. Look, I'll tell you what we're getting with this Munoz from all the scouting reports and all the things I've read, all the interviews, or not interviews, but segments I've seen already speaking on him, that from people that have seen a better, because I've seen the highlight reels of him, and he looks good. He looks fast, and he does. Oh wait, oh my goodness, I'm about to do all this stuff, and I'm not even gonna. You know what? Shame on me. My apologies too, by the way. I made graphics for this. That's how much I like this player. I made graphics for him. So let me get these graphics up and ready for you guys. Let me get these graphics ready. If you look past 3 years, see, only average 100 million season when you take in. Yeah. I'll get to that comment in a second, Dom. Let me get my graphics up here. Because I get it, and I'm not trying to be a defender of FSG, but it does not matter how much you spend. It's about the quality of player you acquire. So sometimes there's teams that spend a lot of money, and they still have worse teams than anything. Let's see. Is this the last one? Yeah, it's this. All right. Make sure. I just want to make sure I had my I have my graphics ready, because I have screens ready too, but I have graphics that are going to be overwhelmingly incredible. I don't know. Maybe not, but we'll see. Anyhow. But the simplest way I think I would describe this player is he is a throwback winger. I know people aren't really over the moon about this acquisition, but I'm excited. I am really excited, and I could show you why I am excited. Bring up some of these. Let me see. Make sure I can make sure these are. Let me show you why I'm excited. Let me also I'll make the graphic bigger here. Make sure it is readable. Okay. Can you see that graphic by any chance? Hopefully you can see the graphic. Hopefully you can. I'll go full screen with the graphics here. Maybe you can't, because I don't know if you can see the graphic or not. Let me see. Oh man, I hate that. 1 second. Can't see the graphics. Okay. There's a little tab you have to click to make the graphic get bigger, to make it get to enlarge the JPEG and or whatever it is the images, and sometimes it gets behind one of the things. So I'll have to tell StreamYard to make a better situation with that. But this is Victor Munoz. He has played 34 games, scored 6 goals, 56 shots, chances created 25, 75 successful dribbles, and 143 touches in the opposition box. And I know some of you are saying, oh, what are those stats? What do those stats even mean? What do they even mean? And why I'm showing this, let me bring this down again. Why I'm showing this is because he is a throwback winger. Why do you think I think that? Is because of this right here. You can see that he is not someone that is getting into the box too often. This is his take-ons. Okay? And if you do see this, he obviously likes to play on the left side, but he's versatile to play on the right side. He's got a high ability to get beyond and win his take-ons when it comes to this player, either on the left or right side. And I just think that it looks good for the likes of what we want to see happen with this team. That is to get faster and get more direct and going forward. This is an era where so many wide players want to drift inside and play like number 10s. Guess what? We have a number 10. We have a fantastic number 10. I don't want a winger clouding and cluttering that area of the pitch for my number 10. Munoz, excuse me, 1 second. Victor wants to do what great wingers have always done. He wants to run directly at defenders. And that is possibly his best weapon, and that is his pace. He's among the fastest player. I saw this, I think it was on ESPN. He is one of the fastest players in La Liga. We're not talking about some rinky-dink league. We're talking about a league that has Nico Williams and Yamal, Mbappe, Junior. Last season, he was regularly stretching out defenses with explosive acceleration and powerful progressive carries. He isn't afraid to receive the ball wide, which is great to see because I know that, remember, there was a time when we were trying to push Salah out wider to make more space. Obviously make the channels bigger and give our forwards more space, and we're going to try that attempt. But it takes pace if you're going to push a player out wide. And he isn't afraid to receive the ball wide. He isn't afraid to isolate a fullback one-on-one. He isn't afraid to force defenders into uncomfortable situations. That directness is something I believe we've lacked. And the only time we ever really, really saw it last season was when Rio was on the pitch. Now, it is something to say, but wait, we have a friend and colleague and brother joining us. I'll bring out this record here. It is the big guy himself, Mr. Lee.
Hello, everybody. Just to set the fire alarm off because I burnt me crumpets and it took ages to get the bloody thing to shut up. There's two and I didn't know which one it was making the bastard beeping. So I had the window open, but I found the source of the beeping and neutralised it or nullified it. So there's no beeping in the background now.
Well, I'm glad to hear that the
crumpet. I was on Brian's stream when it happened. Like they could hear me, I think, in the background, effing and blinding about me burnt crumpets, and then the fire thing went off. I thought it was someone else's. It was my fire alarm.
Wow. Okay.
The mad on fire safety these days. Like these flats used to have like gas fires in, but they got rid of them because they think, oh, it's a hazard. Which I don't think gas fires were a hazard. You ain't gonna like burn the house down with one of those old gas fires that they had. But it's the way things are now, innit? Everything's got to be like fireproof, like checked a loads of times and that, hasn't it?
Okay.
Anyway, that's aside. Yeah, encouraging. What I like about the Munoz transfer is it's at a good price. We've got him at the right time, so it's not going to cost us the air. And if we can make a success of him, if we can get Diomande in and a defensive midfielder, then it's really taking shape then, isn't it? What we can do next season, hopefully, because I'm looking at like bringing another centre back in. But that being said, most likely to start the season with Xhaka and Leone. With either Xhaka and Leone alongside Virgil. But the immediate thing for me is like we can bring Diomande in, hot on the heels of Munoz and a DM. Then we're cooking, I think. Then, we're getting there, aren't we? It's starting to take shape. If you want to use that term, starting to take shape, like, innit? What he's doing now. If we can follow this up with those signings.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it looks like I got two turntables and a microphone now. So, how are
and
you
Biggie Smalls.
Okay? Yeah. That's what it looks like. It's like two records. That's why. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm saying you're the mixer in the middle.
Yeah, listen, I'm the DJ. I got the microphone.
You're the domestics.
Yeah.
I'm good, bro. How you doing? I'm cool, bro.
I'm good. I'm happy. Not many people. I've seen mixed reviews or mixed kind of excitement about this signature. I'm excited about the signature. I'm excited. There's something that, like, again, I hinted at it earlier. I don't want to, because I'm trying to do my best to be respectful. I know sometimes people don't like when you say, oh, this player is going to represent or this player is going to be the next this person or that person. There is someone, so I'm not going to delve into the former Liverpool player I believe that this deal reminds me of. Maybe not necessarily the player, but certainly the circumstances behind the deal remind me of. A good price, like Lee suggested. It is a player that not many of us even had our radar on. But when you look at the analytics of all about what he's about, it makes sense. It absolutely makes sense. But there's like, I would say, a player I think of, and I haven't heard this player been offered just yet, but this is a player I at least thought about when I start watching his videos and looking at him. And that could be maybe Alexis Sanchez. Maybe that could be a player that you could see him as. Do you guys agree maybe with my bold?
Who's out there? Which player? Sorry, I was just momentarily answering someone. What's the thing? Who's the Sanchez guy you're talking about?
Alexis Sanchez.
Oh, the guy who used to play for United.
Yeah.
Was it? Him. Well,
yeah.
Going.
You know why? Because they're both. It's because how can I put it? Like, I think that both are very like bulldogish. Like they're very tenacious with their attacks. They're versatile, as in like this player can play right, he can play left, he can even play central if we needed them to be. They're physical. He's a very physical player. We can see that as well. And he's not tall. He's not like overbearingly like, he's not 6 feet tall or whatever. I think he's like 5'8", I want to say. But what they do is they compensate their short stature, their short king status with pace, explosive bursts of pace. They use their low center of gravity type situation, and they can beat defenders one-on-one, and that's what we need. What's one of the things that we missed so much was seeing Salah take on defenders and beat them one-on-one. We got hints of it sometimes when Frimpong was playing right wing and was on par, or was like really in high gear. We certainly got hints of it when Rio was on the left wing, doing his step overs and making people guess which way he's going to go. But that's why I say Sanchez. That's why I say it. Do you think that's too bold of a statement?
How old is he?
He is 23. There you go. You are a cop father. You are a tall king. I'm a tall king too. How about that? That's why I say it that way. It's all love. It's all love. Big up to the cop father. Cop father does a really good show with Uncle Rod's. I believe that's the same individual, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Apologies, I was just replying to somebody on the thing. Something on the phone. So yeah, Alexis Sanchez. I'm not really. I mean, he's too old now. Like, and he's good. Who was he good for? He good for Arsenal. Not so good for Man United.
I think he's better for Arsenal than he was for Manchester United. To be honest with you.
To me, he's a blast from the past. Not heard of him in a while. Like, it was a long time ago. It was like 10 years ago at least, like if not more. When he first came to England.
22. He's saying. Dom is saying he's 22.
And bless up to Red Armchair, Helio, Copfather, and who else is up there? Don Deco. Philip Bidwell as well. Bless up, bro. I'll just quickly answer. He's on about Diomande. Should they continue to up the price? Look, at the end of the day, for me, he's a top little player. I weren't really happy with the price. Anything under 100 is a bonus for me. If you can get that
I
in
thought it was
there,
a fair.
fair play.
I thought it was a fair offer, to be honest with you. I thought 80 million pounds.
What was the offer exactly?
80 million pounds.
What was that?
80 million.
For me, sound. Yeah.
I think that's a fair offer.
Yeah.
It ends up
Considering
being,
his age.
I want to say that I have to double check. Let me get my chart out here.
Calculator out.
Yeah. What is it? Pounds to euros.
All good, cop father. Hope you as well, man. Enjoying the weather. The weather in Europe right now is really hot.
Three, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So it would be a little bit under 92. Okay, it'd be 92 million euros. What is 100? 85. Nope.
Oh, bless up, Eric. Good to see you, man.
86.
Yeah, exactly, Helio. That's the inflation prices on football players now, because football clubs are thinking, you know what? One, he ain't going to stay here for the next 10 years. And two, he might have a shoddy season next season. Look at Slot, won the season. And then the season after, he was like really bad. And that's like with football players as well. And then bang, the price drops by 75%. So they're thinking, you know what? This is the best we can get. Let's push it, and the most we can get out of it.
One of the worst things about last season was the lack of pace, especially in wide positions, right? And we need some, and he's got some, and so is Diomande, if we can add him, and they both like running with the ball. Could see us, and with Isak in between them, like that sounds quite nice to me. And Verts behind Isak, we just got to sort them other two positions out and have a solid base to, defend properly. And we've got to become better anyway this season. And I'm sure we will be. Like, last season was a trial, wasn't it? Like sometimes a couple of games I didn't even watch us because we were that crap. I thought I can't be bothered watching us this week.
What's your cutoff? What is your cutoff for Yan Diomande? What's your cutoff price? I was still to put mine in the chat here.
Maybe about
80 million.
105 million would be a good fee, I think. Maybe from their point of view.
Wait. No, who cares about their point of view? I'm saying our point of view, obviously.
Yeah.
105 million. 105 million pounds.
No, euros, mate, not pounds. So it's about 90 million pounds.
Yes. Okay. So we're about the same. We're about the same. I was going to say 87 million. That way, they could say they got over 100 million euros, and they can go home and feel good about it.
Yeah, I think that would satisfy them. They'll be like, yes, over 100, we'll take that. So it's just a question of whether we're prepared to do it now. But to have Munoz, Diomande and Rio going into the new season, Rio's continued development, and hopefully he'll have a good season because he couldn't really shine this season when he come on. I mean, he did when he come on. He always had things up when he come on this season, but it'd be good to see just to see players with a different attitude, really, because the attitude just seemed to go really slack, didn't it, with the players? They look disinterested at times, when they'd be close-ups of their faces when we were getting like battered and some teams were like on top of us. They just looked like disinterested. Like it was more that they just didn't know what to do at times. They weren't clear what the instructions were of how to win the game.
No, I get the chats talking about Jones and using him as a comparison. I saw that Klopfather said 94 million euros is his price that he would go for. Dom saying no way should LFC be selling Jones for only 25 million. I agree with that. I understand also Red Armchair supporters' point is very valid in that it is his last year on his contract. So, I mean, that makes a difference in what you can command for a transfer price. But at the very same time, we're watching players like Anderson or, some of the Wharton, all these young players too, go for or not go for, but be evaluated at 90 million, 80 million, 100 million, and yet we're also seeing players. What did Van Heck go for instance? Didn't he just go for a pretty nice sum of change as well? Excuse me. Let me see.
What's encouraging also is that, it's a player none of us were talking about because we didn't know about him. And any Liverpool fan really that says they did are talking bollocks. There might be a few who watch the Liga every week, and watch all the Liga games and saw him. But none of us knew about him, did we? And Iraola's obviously steered them in that direction. And I hope he's eyes up a few more players in the Liga in the same way that Jürgen brought over quite a lot from Germany. Whether they were German or not, he brought players over from Germany. I'd like to think that Iraola will do the same thing and identify players from the Liga that we can get at reasonable prices. We're not going to have this be our only signature. I mean, I know people are kind of poo-pooing the signing. But at the same time, this is a signing that's going to just bolster our team, I think, in certain aspects of what this coach can do with wingers. He's done some exceptional work with some of these wingers that he's had under his mentorship, and he's a player, once again, like I said, that brings pace and power to the fold. I really do see. I know some people don't remember. Alexis Sanchez. Also, Van Heck went for 52 million, by the way. 52 million pounds for Van Heck. I don't even understand that, to be honest with you.
I think if we get the Diomande deal done with Barcola and this guy with the wing situations, everyone will be happy. I think this will be a nice addition if you get them two guys in as well.
I think it'll be very nice.
Yeah.
I think it'd be very nice. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. And for me, that leaves the thing with Gakpo then. Does he want to stay? Does he go? We've got Rio there as well. So that'll be 4 wingers then.
Yeah.
5 including Gakpo.
The Gakpo thing is going to be very interesting. I was going to talk about that today. But
I don't really see where the move is for Cody. Do you? Who'd be buying them right now?
There's talks that Tottenham. There's talks that Spurs.
They shelled out for Tottenham. Shelled out for Van Hecker, haven't they? And got Senesi on it for it. So, but obviously they don't want 3 terrible league seasons in a row. Because it wasn't just last season, the season before, although they actually won the Europa League, they finished 16th, didn't they? Just one above 17. So it'll be 3 seasons in a row. If they have another thing with relegation and they want to be avoiding that, they're going to have to spend some money, aren't they, Tottenham? So it'd be interesting if he went there. There's a lot of Liverpool fans who've given up sort of thing. But it will be interesting to see if he can be resuscitated under Iraola and given new impetus. Because he's not that old, Cody. But as I say, where is the move? Who do you think's going to come in and buy Cody Gakpo right now?
We'll have a more concerted conversation about it, because I did a segment on it, but I didn't include it in today's show. But you asked what teams are looking at him. I know Spurs are considering a move for him. I know Newcastle United are interested in the player. And I think Newcastle United, he'd work out well for Newcastle, to be honest with you, I think. Bayern Munich, obviously, we knew that from last season. And there's also teams in Italy. But anytime you hear about teams in Italy, I kind of like this shrug it off when it comes to players that you're evaluating at 70, 80 million pounds. That's just not happening. The price that they for instance that Inter offered for Curtis Jones, that should be an insult.
What are the offers? What's the offer we got for them?
What?
How much have they offered us Inter? I don't know.
Oh, I think it was like 17 million. I'll get the
17. Oh, do you remember what Napoli offered us for Darwin, which amounted to nothing more than 3 or 4 bottle tops, right? That you can take back and redeem cash for.
Yeah, it was 17.3 million pounds.
Yeah. Well, he's only got a year left on his contract, and we know that all the Italian clubs are skinned, even though Inter have been in the Champions League final in recent seasons and done not too bad. They've got no money whatsoever, and neither has any other Italian club. That's the reality these days in Serie A. So
it's one of those things that this maybe JK can remember this, and you I know that you're a big football. You're a big cinema lover. And it reminds me of The Godfather when we're gonna go blank on the exact character's name. He's the boss that ends up he's the boss that ends up they try to flip him in Congress and have him rat on Michael, but they bring his brother from Italy and he changes up his tune in the middle of the thing. Anyway, there's a scene in The Godfather where the guy comes over, one of the bosses come over and he gives him $100 bill. It's the scene in the bar, and he gives him $100 bill, and he's like, what is $100? Think you can buy me for $100? He's like, I take this as an insult. That's what I see. That's how I feel. It's a long way to get to where I was going with that, but that's how I would feel when I see the money that Inter offers me for Curtis Jones, the Scouser in the team. And I'm like, it's an insult. It's an insult. What are you doing? So, criminal. Yes, definitely criminal. The Red Bull system is by far the best development scouting club in the world. Gakpo is earning a $250,000 a week. Is that what he's on right now? Is he on $250,000? Normally, I usually know a lot of the people's salaries off the top of my head. How much is Cody Gakpo making? Yeah, he's making £250,000 a week. I seriously doubt that he is going to go to a Italian team, and after they are going to, if they were, and they wouldn't, but if, let's say hypothetically they were to drop 75 M's, I'll go in between 70 and 80. They dropped 75 M's for Cody, and now they're going to pay him $250,000 or something close to that, £250,000, if not £300,000 a week. That's not happening. It's just not happening. I tell you what is happening, and what should happen. Go ahead.
If Gakpo wants to go, because that's sort of the vibes I'm sort of getting. He don't seem to be happy or whatever it is, and we get a decent fee for him. Yeah, cool. Go Barcola, Diomande, Rio, and this guy here. 4 wingers for 2 positions, 3 games a week. Job done.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me bring this up here again. All right. Well, look, we'll talk more about Cody tomorrow. This is about the man on the screen right there, Victor. Victor.
Victory.
Yes, right. Yes. He might as well just come. His initial might as well be Y, because that's what we're looking for. Victory. We all know he naturally operates on the left. He's equally comfortable on the right, and he's even been used through the middle as a false nine. Those are all qualities that we need in a player. Flexible. His flexibility fits perfectly, I think, with Iraola's high-intensity attacking system, where players are constantly moving. Position rotations are essential because sometimes you're not going to be stagnant or rigid in your positioning on the pitch. And like any young player, I would say there are areas to improve. I'm not saying he's the finished article, not at all. His crossing needs to get greater consistency. His decision-making in the final third can become quicker. He'll need to convert more of his dribbling into goals and assists by improving his final ball and overall chance creation. Done and done. We get that. The thing about it is the ceiling is high. It's extremely, extremely high. And when you have a coach that is able to coach players and develop them, I wasn't over the moon with Arne Slot's ability to develop players. Iraola, I've seen him develop some really, really talented players in the Premier League, and it's exciting. It's very exciting. 35 million. That's what we're looking at. So, there are some.
Is it confirmed yet? 100% or?
Yeah, he's taken his medical. He's done. It's a done deal.
Has the club announced it?
Has the club announced it?
Just have a quick look.
I know Fabrice. We got the hero.
Oh, they have, bro. Guess what? Should I tell you something crazy? I just went straight to my Twitter. Guess what's there? Right there, it says there. Liverpool FC, we have agreed a deal to sign Victor Munoz from Barcelona, subject to sets of work permit application and international clearance, and that's from the official. That is mad. I just went straight to my Twitter page, bro. When he went there, it was there. That's mad. So it's official. Then we've got the lad. Okay, cool. Let's get the other 4 or 5 players we need.
There you go. Did we lose the Streets? Is the Streets no longer with us? Maybe the Streets are getting. Maybe he's getting his Labatt's or his Labatt's and rum. I don't know. Labatt's is a Canadian beer. Because they have a game coming up.
I was really impressed with Cape Verde drawing with Spain. That was dead good, wasn't it? That was the standout, shock that Spain couldn't get a win there.
Very true. Very true. Think of what it is. Maybe it's just Crown Royal. That's what I like. I like Crown Royal, actually. It's not that bad. Let's drink those little Crown Royal. Anyhow, he's getting ready for his game against Qatar. Can the Canucks win against the mighty, mighty Qatar? It's not going to be a pushover, by the way. It is not going to be a pushover.
To be quite well drilled, Qatar, and functional would be a good word, baby. And we'll see. It might be a good matchup. We'll see what happens there. Don't know many of the players on Canada. Obviously, don't know the Qatari ones. But the international, it's a game.
No, it's who plays Canada. Players that I do know. Jonathan David is player that some of us know about.
We were linked with him when he was on a free, weren't we, from Lille before he moved elsewhere. But it was muted at the time.
There's a player. Oh, Matty Mad, by the way. Shout out to Matty Mad. It's been a long time, brother. Hope that you're well.
For me, he's got to be the most famous Canadian one, Jonathan David. Can't think of any others offhand. Canadian players that were I'm probably forgetting someone, but what other Canadian players there's been? I can't think of any offhand.
No, there was a player. There was a player, maybe Nalante, or maybe you could help us out with the who was there was a Liverpool player that plays for the Canadian national team.
Ben someone when we had he was young, Ben Smith.
No, here it is. Liam Millar, right? Didn't he play
Liam what?
Liam, I think that's the player.
What's the spelling of the surname? Liam what is it?
Millar. I think he played for
Liam Miller. Yeah. He
Miller.
played for Canada. Miller, yeah, but not in the English term. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got Alfonso Davies. Yeah, we've got Alfonso Davies. But I'm struggling to think of any others, from times gone by. But I think I'm probably forgetting. Tim Breaker was American, wasn't he?
Breaks. Yeah, exactly. Like American. Big up JK, big up Red Armchair. Big up yourself, Mr. Carson. Where you been hiding? Bless up, Mr. Carson. Where you been hiding? Me, JK 12. We're trying to search for you. We're trying to pick up your phone, Lee. Pick up your phone, Mr. Carson.
Yeah. Lee's back. How you cool, bro?
Yeah, I went out last night to watch England, but I went out early. I was quite pissed by the time the game come on, but I had a fine time because England did all right. And I was relatively pleased about it. And that. Do you know what? I didn't think about the World Cup until quite late. It was upon us because I didn't even look at the squad. It'd been out about 10 days before I bothered looking who'd been included and left out. But now the World Cup starts. Yeah, it was a good one for England, getting them good finish from Bellingham. If we can have him and Kane having a good World Cup with the others supporting cast, and maybe we could go to the quarters, the semis, possibly. We wait and see. Hey, win for Ghana, wasn't it? At least Unilante, the Ghana won their opening match. So that's a good one for you, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah, I watched that Ghana game. I watched that match, bro. Last minute, as soon as Thomas Asante got past that guy, boom, I knew it was a goal. He's been doing it all season.
You did America one as well. These were the both those countries won. Very nice.
Yeah. I know some of our English brethren were kind of sweating it out a little bit with their game against Croatia. That was not an easy matchup. They gave them a little bit of a scare in that first half, at least.
Yeah, but I knew that England would win. But for me, I would be worried if I was a USA fan with Australia. And I wouldn't have Australia.
See, why you gotta go there? Why you gotta go there?
I've got friends who are Australian. I've got friends who are Americans, and they're all going to watch the game together tomorrow. They're all getting together to watch it. It's gonna be funny. Man.
Oh, is it the? Hold on, is it? Well, you got Australia in your group, right?
Yeah, we got the Socceroos. Let me say this real quick. There was Dean was trying to make I didn't even say soccer first off, but he was talking. He brought up the whole word about soccer, okay? And I'm like sitting there going it's funny that I get more razzing from English that talk about soccer, and I'm like, the word soccer was made by the English, and I'm like, we didn't make up the name. It's not like we took the name football and said, oh, we're going to make it into soccer. It was already deemed as
I was interested to find that out when you told me that. Because, it's always it's called football because you play it with your feet, obviously. And I can never really quite understand why it's American football when that is not played with your feet in the same way. But, they wanted the name football, stuck it on that.
Yeah.
They wanted your own sport. That was the reason why.
That was the reason why it changed. And apparently, one of the main reasons why it lost soccer lost its thrill or lost its appeal was because other countries started calling it soccer.
The first World Cup we went to, America beat us.
And this is why
1950, the first World Cup, because the first few World Cups we didn't go because we were angry with FIFA for nicking the name Football Association and putting more to it. Yeah, so the first one we went to 1950, I think, and America beat us, like some fella who moved from Britain.
I wasn't there for the game, but yes, I remember. I wasn't there for the game, but 1950, I do remember that America, with a player that emulated from Haiti, I believe, played for our team in that game, and he was the one that scored the goal. Actually, that's why I brought him up. But I just wanted to say this: it is so interesting that I'm being told about soccer. Oh, it's football, not soccer, and I'm like, do you have the same like fervor with your Australian brothers? Because they're called the Socceroos.
They got a very powerful.
That's their nickname. That's their nickname.
Leap about kangaroos. Got one hell of a kick. You could imagine them scoring like a 30-yard or a 40-yard, couldn't you, the kangaroo? If only it had the will to. You know, easily beat a human goalkeeper with a kick like that.
I'm just asking the question because I mean, like, they even have. I think they still even have the Union Jack on their flag. I mean, they are your brethren, and they call it soccer, obviously, because they took kangaroo and it's soccer, it's football, and kangaroos had a baby.
Well, they have Aussie rules, football, don't they? Which is called football, but like isn't the same as what we call football because it's not played with your feet exclusively. Aussie rules football and American football, good as I am.
No, they should be called the football. I guess they would have to be called the football roos or the foot roos. I don't know what would their name.
Canada were in the first World Cup.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Big up Philip and all those joining us in the chat. Big up. I'm just saying, it's just interesting because, it is. I call it football. I even still call it football when I'm around my American friends. That sometimes they kind of get mixed up as to what I'm referring to, but it's all good. It's all good.
I tried watching rugby, but I couldn't get into it live. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, look, they got it. I mean, Australia is on some other. I mean, not only do they have rugby, they have Australian rules football, right?
Cricket's another one. Like, I asked about that. I used to play it like a little tiny bit in school, but not often. So they'd have like wickets and that. And now it never appeals to me, that game. Neither rugby. Like football, darts, snooker and pool, football and darts is what I like.
Football and darts, okay.
Yeah, darts.
I don't think you can get two sports.
I don't watch it anymore. I used to always watch it, but I've grown a bit too old for it now, and I don't know who the main ones are, the fellas in the darts, but I used to buzz off it, and I like playing it. I'm lazy than ages. They've got them scoreboards now that do the counting for you. So that's taken out of the equation, like the scoreboard does.
I like to do the maths.
Yeah, last time I had a game of darts, that wasn't a thing, but it is these days.
I like because when I play, I just do the maths in my head, and it's a good exercise to get it done. You know what I mean?
Wow. How far we've come. How far we've
made some rubbish at pool last night.
No, I was pretty good at pool.
I don't think I won one game.
I'll give you a game, okay?
No, I didn't. Did not win with pool.
I got a break of snooker 46. I was chuffed. Only amateurs at 99 from the maximum.
I know.
What I was doing last night.
Was that
really good shot, like a double the length of the table, and like a really good shot. And then the next shot I missed like an absolute gift that was over the pocket. I couldn't put like 2 shots together. That's but I like Liverpool. It's another game I haven't played, but I used to play it all the time in post. But I don't see me much now because he's got a little boy. But me and him used to play it all the time, like while we were having the pints. Yeah. So, good game, and it's good. Well, it's good with the pints. It goes great with the pint pool, doesn't it?
Yes, definitely. Pick up to Hugo. Yes, it is going to be an exciting season. I'm excited for this upcoming season. I'm excited for preseason.
Well, the manager situation getting sorted was the booster. It gave us a different way of thinking, because if we went into next season with Slot still in charge right now, I'll tell you the truth, bro. We'll be really horrible. We wouldn't be liking this World Cup. We got that boost before the World Cup started for us to enjoy the World Cup. It's as simple as that. Because trust me, if Ali Stop was still in charge now, bro, the shows everyone would be doing, it would just bring sadness.
The vibe would be horrible. The vibe would be very it'd be
bad. Yeah, man. We're dreaming now again. Like, see what this guy can do. I've got more belief in this guy. Why? We knew more about this guy than we do Slot. What we did about Slot. What this guy has shown me is he was a serious player, played right back, and liked scoring goals, like doing backflips, little back heels and stuff like that. That's his sort of game when he was a defender. So it'd be exciting to see what he can do. And I think with this lad coming in, as I said before, if we get the other 2 lads in as well, Diomande and Barcola, and this lad, I'm happy to have this lad in there. He looks technically sound. And like Shaqiri type of guy, you know what I mean? So, and he's a good age as well. So he's got full of energy, stuff like that. He's in the Spain squad, I think, as well. I doubt if he'll get game time, but we'll see.
Look, I think that the summer business is far from over. It's just getting started. I mean,
just getting started.
Priority Yan Diomande. They're going to continue, I think, trying to figure out a middle spot for the valuation or the price that'll get the deal done. Bradley Barcola remains a target for us right now. I know that he is a target for Arsenal as well, but I mean, PSG are making that pursuit increasingly difficult, I hear, because they are possibly looking to keep the player in Paris. You look at our midfield, Adam Wharton continues to be heavily linked to our team. There's talks about Alex Scott. Now, I'm not a huge Alex Scott fan from Bournemouth. if I'm going to spend money on players, I'd rather us spend it on maybe on El Croupe or maybe even Rayan, if it's going to be a player from Bournemouth that we're going to spend heavy on.
It's the same as the Brendan Rodgers, Joe Allen vibe, that one, isn't it? Yeah. Remember Brendan Rodgers, I need Joe Allen, and this one, like Iraola, I need Scott. Yeah. So that gives me that vibe straight away.
Yeah, it's a player he's familiar with and he knows who works well, but doesn't necessarily mean he's going to work well with our team.
We don't need him.
We don't really need him. We've got enough passers of the ball. We need some tough guys. We need some door bouncers, the guys who stand on the door.
We need even Wharton.
There's also the player.
What do you say, Nalante?
Oh, go on. Let Hall finish his point. I'll speak after.
I don't have much more to before. I only have like I was just going to about Lille, the Lille teenager.
What's his name? Babu.
Ayub Buadi. I think he's an exciting player. I think he is definitely. I'm not gonna go as far as say Fabinho vibes, but I definitely could see him maybe getting into that conversation maybe at some point if he continues to develop under the right coach. There's also even a player that I thought was done and dusted with the actual rumors, but Thuram from Juventus is being thrown out there again as a name that is
the same one as last time when it was him and the lads in Germany that got the bad injury.
Yeah.
Catherine it was we were linked with then. And
I was thinking of someone else.
The other player was
Manuel Kone.
Kone.
That's the man, Manuel Kone,
yeah. Obviously we have to replace Salah. I think, again, I said it earlier in the broadcast, but I'll say it again. I don't think you ever can replace Salah like for like. You got to replace him with something that can create different options for you. That's what we're going to probably do if we do get a Yan Diomande, or if we did a Barcola or someone to fill that role. They will never be Liverpool's version of Salah, but they certainly can be pace and power on the wing, and that's what we need. We also need to figure out who and what's going to happen with our defense. We just lost basically Virgil van Dijk's partner in that back line. Now it's a question of who we're going to be bringing in to be that player. Is it going to be a player that we already have in the team right now, or is it going to be a player that we're going to go out and get? There have been links, and this is what I know that some people aren't very what's the word I'm looking for? Bullish or over the moon with Bastoni, but it is starting to gain a little bit of momentum. And I'll tell you the price tag for the price that's being asked for him: £50 million.
So he's in the back three, don't he, for Inter? I don't know what he'd be like in the back four.
No, he's played there before, Lee. He's flexible. Italian team that play four as well. So
be interesting to have two Italian centre halves at once after previously
having great.
That I can recall. We had an Italian back into saying that. We've never had an Italian centre back, I can remember. To have two once. Luckily, Smido is the idea if we can get Diomande over the line and have him and Munoz giving us a new injection of pace, fresh impetus from a new man with new ideas about attacking football, and get Vert functioning properly like behind Isaac, them two wide. Then we just need to get that base, that pivot, two people who can protect the back four and do stuff and that.
Me and you, Lee.
Get a decent DM, good DM.
Yeah,
who's highly skilled in the art of tackling. How to tackle, when to tackle, blah 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 blah.
That's why for me, Nalante, what did you say about Wharton? You wouldn't go for him, or you would?
No, I just think again he's not our priority. Our priorities for me is to get the DM. I think that is the top with his Sangare, Kamara. Yeah. That's more important. And then because people forget our midfield is already stacked. Our midfield is already stacked. Yeah, stacked. And in terms of numbers, our midfield is kind of full. We need to get rid of players before we can get anyone in. For me, I think we need to clarify who's going or not before we get in. But the DM is I'll put that ahead of Wharton or Scott. Scott, I don't get why. Again, his opinions on. I think in Brian's channel, whatever, they like Scott. They think he's needed to do what exactly? I just want to know what does Scott do that other midfielders don't do. I just don't get the fascination with him. Like you said, JK.
I've seen enough of him, to be honest. I was aware of him this season as a new name, and he got a couple of goals, which always makes you stand up when you score. But I don't know an awful lot about him. I've not seen enough of him really to give a judgment. It's speculation, isn't it? It's just because he was at Bournemouth. But to be honest, I'd like to think that like maybe he won't go back to Bournemouth for any players, like, and just do that. Well, Rafa has a thing with Valencia, didn't he? That he wouldn't come back and nick players from Valencia, and he didn't.
Yeah.
We've already had them on for Kirkes, haven't we? Sold them a couple of players, like, haven't we got a few bob out of Bournemouth, like, which is pleasing. Jordan Ive, and now we just sold them Doak and Slanky as well.
That's why with the just let's finish what you were going to say, Lance.
No, I was just going to say, look, from I just feel the fact that he's got the grease for us, but again, what does he do that our midfielders can't do? There's nothing in there that would be for me to change that. And even though they're bad from McAllister or Grab can't do, you know what I mean? I mean, he rolled his socks down, aka the Bournemouth Jack Grealish. I mean, he does that. Good player, but I just don't think this is what you need. We've got more as a club. We've got more pressing concerns, and that DM is crucial. Again,
it's crucial
how we move, isn't it? And then we can be flexible with who up that on top. So yeah, for me, it's just I don't know. I just don't get from the fans. And in terms of Iraola, again, good manager. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. My gut feeling, he was just a lazy appointment. And I know that sounds disrespectful. Not trying to be, but it just like Hughes just finally they made the mind about Slot, and then Iraola, yeah, he's free. It's just I don't know, man. It just things. I don't know. I'm just not convinced by certain things. But again, look, of course, if Iraola does his business by him, but I just think it's just not going to be as great as I'm thinking. I know I'm being a Debbie Downer, but I'm just being realistic. There's certain things about how they moved to get Iraola, and then all of a sudden it's not. I don't know. Just some things I'm just not trusting with, but we'll see.
Yeah, like would I say I'm his number one fan? No, but I just feel he gives me a vibe that he knows his football. When you look at his face, when you look at his body language, and that, he looks like a deep brother. I've seen him score goals at the Nou Camp against Real Madrid as well in their stadium, and like he's got a bit of grit about him. I'm sort of excited in a weird way. I'm not going to be like, we live in a world of football now where the names are sort of going. Jurgen, Pep Guardiola, they're falling away. Mourinho sort of got back in. But the old school sort of managers are going, and this is a new era of managers, and they're like the Ariolas, Almiron, Slot, them type of guys, Dezebri, and Arteta. So that's why, for me, when you look at the list of managers available in 2026, Ariola was the easy option, and I agree with what you're saying. He's lazy, you think it's sort of lazy. Why? Because that guy's contract ran out, so it was smooth. He weren't with a club. You didn't have to pay no compensation, no stress of, he's going to come, is he not? Nah. The guy was probably chilling, having a nice little drink in the back garden, and got banged. Because he was out of contract, he was done. So that was the easiest thing what we could sort of ask for. No stress in that way of getting him to come. There was no one really out there who else we could say, yeah, let's go for him. No. Pep Guardiola was one. I know 12 man was going on about that.
Yeah.
Easy.
That would have been the one.
No, Emery.
If we got Pep Guardiola,
Emery, I don't know what it is about Emery.
The internet would have broken.
He ain't my cup of tea for me.
No, he's a better manager than Iraola.
I don't know.
But realistically, I get what you guys are saying. Yeah. I get what you guys are saying. I agree with good portions of what you're saying, in the sense of it does seem lazy or seems easy, but it could be simply a case where at least we didn't wait until the new season, because all terms were we were going to stick with this coach, and just let the dice fall where they will, and who knows where we would have been in the first or second month of the season if we're out of the running for the title already or something, with this manager, and having to scramble when a lot of those other coaches, the more the elite coaches have been already picked through and taken into new campaigns. But I understand what you're saying, but I could also go as far as to say that sometimes things kind of fall in your lap, and maybe this opportunity fell in our lap more so than it was. It's not this. It's an easy pick. It is certainly an easy pick, but at least this coach is closer to the kind of football that most of us are associating Liverpool with, and that is high octane pressing style football. I got ridiculed or I got a lot of pushback when I started breaking away from the norm and saying things that I was about this coach, especially about his style of play and how I was not a fan of it. I was not, and I never was a fan of the way that he proceeded with his team setup. And we got told, oh well, who cares? I'm tired of this, heavy metal. I'm tired of the high octane and the heavy intensity. I just want, we were told that you should learn to prefer possession and conservative football. And I'm like, I'm not conditioned for it. I want teams that go out there and play with their heart, put it out on the line and bring home glory. And that's what Jurgen Klopp teams were, and that's what I think the essence of football for Liverpool is. But you're going to say something, Lee. Go ahead. If you can remember, I know.
How many drinks I had at the bar last night?
Yeah, I know.
I had a bad hangover this morning. What was I?
Hey, told you.
I bought that stuff. It gives you what is it? Like a powder, and you put water in it, and it rehydrates you. That's the one.
There you go. Yeah.
You feel a bit better, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, after the absolute trauma and bore fest of last season under Arnie, the crowd was literally bored and into some people fell asleep, I think, at the match. At least one bloke fell asleep at the match, and then there was bits of booing, wasn't there? And there is a bit of trauma from last season, isn't there? Like in the collective psyche of the Liverpool fan base, who was so boring at times and uninspiring to watch. Anything that's a departure from that, it's going to be gratefully received, isn't it? So
absolutely agree. Yeah, I absolutely agree. It's going anything that's going to be bringing back at least a little bit of that, that we're just trying to see Stella get her groove back. How about that? We're trying to see Stella get her groove back. How about that? That's how I see it. Hopefully we can see that happen. I think we can. I think we possibly can. Well, I think this window isn't about one marquee signing. It's about building a younger, faster, more dynamic squad that's going to be capable of competing for years to come. I think that's kind of the direction we're going to go. I'm hoping we continue down that path, because you look at some of the talent we've been bringing in, it hasn't been necessarily talent that's like, older.
It's a modest fee by today's standards, isn't it? And that's always pleasing, like from a fan's point of view. I suppose whatever club you support, when you get a player for a reasonable fee, like, because it isn't an awful lot by today's standards, and we've got him at the right time. So if this signing pays off, like,
very point.
Because I mean, like at the time, like Salah, 35 million, Mane, 32 million. Firmino's like 29 million or something. Them three together cost less than Kyle Walker and Mendy did when City got them two fullbacks that summer. Walker from at Spurs and Mendy from Monaco. And they cost more than our front three did, just their fullbacks. I've sort of illustrated the chasm in difference between our finances and theirs at that point.
Before we finish, because I know it's at 3:00, this game has just started. Canada and Qatar has just started. I definitely want to I'm going to watch this this Mexico South Korea game. That should be a good one, by the way.
Yeah.
You're not. It's South Africa was one particular way of playing football against Mexico, but Mexico's it can be an exciting team when they're in the right gear, but South Korea is a team that can get it percolating too, so it's gonna be good. But before we finish today's show, I wanted to bring up something that is that I saw that I'm very proud to see that they're doing, and something that's touches, obviously touches the heart of most of us out there, and that is Portugal's tribute to Diogo Jota reminded us that football is about far more than results. The entire squad is choosing to wear. Let me show you what they're choosing to wear. They are wearing these bracelets. Now, if you know anything about FIFA, it is not easy to get things like this approved. But Portugal's tribute to Jota is special because the entire squad chose to wear special wristbands bearing the name of every player alongside Jota's name during their World Cup opener. Vitinha said the players received the bands with great affection and unanimously decided to wear them during the match. Manager Roberto Martinez perhaps summed it up best by saying, Jota is our light, and his dream was to win trophies for Portugal. His teammates now carry that dream. Some legacies are measured in goals and medals. It's tough to get through sometimes because just thinking about our fallen red. But some legacies are measured by goals and medals. They're measured, and then other legacies are measured by pure beauty and the way that they've touched and changed lives. I saw in the crowd, Jota's parents were had come out for the game. Look, Jota's legacy will never be forgotten with this club or with those from Portugal or from around the world, because I think that this young man touched a lot of people's hearts and definitely inspired, and it is a player that I think we all can appreciate and we all do deeply miss. So
such a great finisher, wasn't he? Like a natural finisher. When he was on song, just one of those guys, like, knew how to finish quite a few different, in many ways. He could finish good with his head as well, small bloke. So he'll never be forgotten. No. Remember how good he was at times, how hot he was. Remember him scoring, like, I think it was 4 in a Champions League game against, might have been 5 he got. So we battered someone like, might have been
Atalanta.
That's the one.
Yeah,
It's a good game for goals again, but that wasn't a good game for him, I believe. So I think that's the game he got injured, right?
I think so. I think you're right, Tom. Still, yeah. Came off, had little niggles, but Diogo, man, the shotter, man. Well, player, man. Left, right, could play left, could play right, and even his last season of Saudi, he wasn't the best, and he admitted it, but he still kept trying, I still remember that Merseyside derby winner,
Very good player, very accomplished player, technically, like, and that, he had enough pace to get away from people once he'd slipped them and out them off.
Yeah,
PC, he didn't have electric pace on, but he was so skillful that it didn't matter, like, he just have players off and evade them. He'd have to turn around and run after them, like, after he'd bin them off with one of his, like, little, like, movements, shimmies or whatever. I'm Shearer moaning about that pen he got against Newcastle, like, going on about it. But I remember Shearer doing that.
It's tough. It's tough to see. But look, Liverpool can only make one more attacking signing this summer. Who would you choose? Put that in the comments. Is it Diomande? Is it Barcola? Do you think?
To me, I prefer Diomande over Barcola. Don't know why. I just feel it in me bones, me footy bones, if you have any, that he would be a better signing for us. And with him and Munoz, and he's in the middle there to behind these. As I said before, we just got to get those two in front of the defence, right? And have fresh impetus as well as fresh pace, new ideas, new era. So, like I said before, we can't be any less attractive to watch than we were last season. If he manages to pull that off, it'd be a surprise. So, hopefully we're on the up. It might not be instant, but you know what I mean? We can go somewhere once again instead of going nowhere, which we were under Arnie, sadly, after things went bad.
Well, let me know your thoughts in the comments, people. If you enjoyed today's show, don't forget to please hit the like button if you haven't. That's usually the prerequisite. As soon as if you're gonna come join the show, just hit the like button. That's your paid entry into the festivities. Subscribe, obviously, join this community that is growing by the day. I'm gonna let the guys say what they would like to say. If they want to say something about Jota, if they want to say something about the show.
Well, America's win was one of the biggest scorelines. Your scoreline won it. He's turned on the style a little bit there. So it's an encouraging start for the US team. Similarly, Croatia, Croatia are not what they were previously, but they're still a good team, and they did test England. But it was a good win, 12 that many goals. Good finish from Bellingham. Second time.
No, that was a really good finish by Bellingham. He looked like he looked good for that. I think I was impressed by that. But I thought more so with this upcoming Friday match against the Socceroos. It's more about whether Pulisic is going to be available for us. That's the biggest question.
Is he a doubt? Is he?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know what else up with him. It's one of those reasons why, as much as I like the player and would love to have seen him, I would have loved to have seen him, leave Dortmund and have gone to, rather than Chelsea, gone to Liverpool. He's very, very. It sometimes can be a little bit of fragile when it comes to, holding it together. He only played a half. He played, I think, 45 minutes, and it's kind of and then we took him out, and now they're talking about maybe not even playing him possibly for this upcoming match, not because he's unavailable, but because we're trying to, properly manage him to be available for this entire tournament. It's gonna be tough. He's one of our best players, but hey, I don't know. I like Gio Reyna, by the way. That was a great goal, by the way.
Yeah. Is he Claudio Reyna's son, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, Claudio Reyna was good technical player. Claudio Reyna. Yeah.
Where's Gio at now?
He's at Dortmund at the moment, but they're talking about possibly.
Was he on loan last season?
He was on loan.
Yeah, because he meant to be linked with quite a few Prem clubs.
I thought he was on the team. He was on for it, but he was on loan.
Because he hardly played for Dortmund. He wasn't in the squad, so he must have definitely been on loan. But just where?
Let me see if I can find out for you.
Oh, yeah.
I could name 25 other Spaniards, mate. That is a high number. Could name a good few, but not 25. My favourite ever Spanish name was in my first World Cup I seen when I was a kid, and he was called Lopez Ufarte. And every time the comments and Taser
I know
says,
you love that.
wow,
You love
like,
that guy.
little boys around the world laughed.
You
I was
love
like
that dude.
8, and it was bloody funny. You fart, eh? You fart, eh? You fart, eh? You fart, eh?
If I end up coming across a kit, I'm gonna get you a kit that says you fart on the back.
Yeah. You
So if you got
fart.
the contacts, made that happen, man, for Lee.
Yeah, man, that's definitely. He said
Big up, Lee.
2024 he was on loan with Forest.
Yeah, he was there, but I didn't hardly see him play.
Yeah,
Must be cut short.
He was on loan with Borussia Mönchengladbach. Right?
Oh, Gladbach. Okay, and that was last season.
Mm-hmm.
How many games did he play?
He had 19 appearances.
All right, so was it for the whole season? Was it?
I think it was only for half the season.
Okay, if it's half, then that's quite good then, if that's the case.
Don't forget Harvey. Don't forget Harvey in the list of our Spanish players. The excellent Harvey, who hardly featured at all, but truth be told, and was replaced by the far superior Alvaro Arbeloa, who unfortunately had to go back to Madrid when they wanted them. But Harvey with his Spanish flag when we won in 2005 at the front.
He was rubbish. Yeah, we got
hardly featured, did he? Rafa only used him a handful of times. I don't
know why Rafa accepted that. Yeah. That was a no for Rafa. Would have got someone else, man. But yeah. What would you always do us day, man? We never learn our lesson.
Alvaro Arbeloa was pure quality as a defender.
Oh yeah, he's very underrated. Very good.
Defensively, he was like going forward, score forward. It was a nice finish. It was even his left foot as well. But he was such a brilliant defender. And he was
he had a great.
He could play right across the back line. Arbeloa.
Gio yesterday or in the last game. He had his goal was an absolute beauty of a goal. He it was like a well cut outside of the foot, like outside of the boot. Really, really nice wonder goal. I'm gonna keep it 100. Claudio, he was good too, but Gio has some skills, man. He's one of the better players on this team. He's got a uniqueness to him that he's just got to find a team that will believe in him and will keep up with him with his work rate and everything else. I think he's a talented player. I think he's a very talented player. Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's playing at some, bootleg team. He's playing at Dortmund. But this upcoming summer is going to be big. I know that they're talking about moving on and about where he can move on to. So,
well, they're talking about Diomande's price being up to the better he does at the World Cup. So, seeing as how he's not our player, yes. Don't mind wishing that he has a couple of stinkers or something. So the price stays down. I reckon about 105 million euros is the most we should go to. I reckon, and maybe that'll please them be enough. 105. It's over the mark of 100.
1-0 Canada. Canada scored your rivals 12. 1-0.
Yeah.
Oh, Canada! Oh,
yeah.
Barney
Canada.
Remember that in South Park, the movie, Blame Canada.
You're right. It must be ahead of what minute of the game are you on?
16-12.
16-21.
Yeah.
See, I didn't say anything until everyone else did.
Yeah,
I didn't want to party people. I wasn't one of them guys, you know what I mean?
Yeah, now we're at 12. If USA played Canada tomorrow, we will be with you. We will be with the States.
You know what's funny about that? Sorry, can I just address Armchair in the comments? He says,
no, you can't. You have to leave. Hold on, mate. Lee, hold on, mate. You got to wait, Lee. Wait your turn, mate. Wait your turn, Lee. No, wait your turn, mate. We ain't finished. Canada. It's Canada, mate. 1-0, mate.
Yeah,
Come on, Lee.
I know, realise that. But anyway, that Blame Canada song got nominated for Best Song at the Oscars, right? And the two guys who do South Park, they were wearing dresses and they took LSD and went to laugh at the Oscars and that. And they said some like celebrities were angry that they were like joking about it and saying this is a load of bollocks. They both had dresses on and they both took acid. That was the funniest thing I've ever. Because those unique, I mean, I love films, but them award ceremonies uniquely uninteresting. Like you make your own judgments on who can act or not, like, don't you? That was funny anyway. That story. Yes.
Oh, I've got a film actually. You guys might like this.
Shark Boys are in Canada. That is a funny show, by the way.
JK, you there?
Yeah.
Boys, you better watch this film. It's called The Man Lost in Liverpool, and it's funny. It's about a man who's he's a Liverpool fan. There's the parade, and there's boys from London and Birmingham to go see him, and his signal died, and then they phoned him 3 days later, and he goes, "Where's the parade?"
Oh, I've heard about that movie.
I heard it's a true story, bro.
Yeah, I heard about that movie.
Have you seen that, Lee? Have you seen that, Lee?
Which one's that?
The Man Lost in Liverpool.
The man who slept through a parade.
Have you seen that, Lee?
No, it's about that.
Right,
they heard about it. They heard about it and made it into a film.
Yeah.
Quality stuff, honestly. And apparently he had a bit of some kind of Fosters with him on the day as well.
It's a defunct fucking Wi-Fi thing featuring in the story. Wi-Fi's gone down. Too many people.
Yeah, that's in the story.
Away days. That's a good. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, the Away Days. Okay.
That's weird. You just said that.
Times, but where to watch? Like, it's on the Whittle. Away Days.
From Away Days.
Yeah,
it's mad you just talk about it. I'm gonna watch that again.
Yeah, Tranmere fans in the third division.
Yeah, saw that. That's good.
What was that fight one? What's it called? Green
Street.
Danny Dyer's in it.
What, Green Street?
Is it Green Street or what's it called?
I know the one you mean. I can't
remember the second one.
Yeah, I know the one you mean.
Yeah. I'll get the name.
Turkish guys in it with him, like that Turkish actor is in it with him, like. But he's not in his crew, obviously, like.
Well, Football Factory.
I think it's Football Factory. I think it is.
And that fucking fella that was in Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. Frank Harper, that's the guy's name.
Harper, yeah.
Yeah, Football Factory, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, what a funny film that is. That's mad. Proper, when the Scousers meet him up with them. You remember that part?
Yeah. Goes
like that in them days.
And meet me mate Stanley. And then like the all got off.
Yeah. Meet my mate Stanley.
Yeah, it was quite phony. Quite phony, like. But Stanley wasn't around, like, run off, like, to try and find Stanley. Because the hard men who support Chelsea were in town to battle them. So frozen with fear where we ran away.
I've been in a pub full of Chelsea fans back in the days. Yeah, I was in London. And my cousin was a Chelsea season ticket holder. You know what I mean?
One Arsenal fan, no Chelsea fans. I knew Man City family died, and he died before they become successful, before they were bought out. Who others don't know anyone who supports Tottenham.
Who are you going for the World Cup, Lee?
Who am I backing for it?
Yeah. Let's say Italy.
No, they're not in it. Like, they don't feature, sadly.
Someone asked me yesterday, Italy in it? I was like, bruv, come on.
Yes, this is very much to the chagrin of the Italian media. I mean, I haven't even read the Italian media about them not qualifying, but I can imagine how vicious it is, like, and probably some of it's funny. But,
but 48 teams and they're not one.
Yeah, Italy used to be a given to be there, you know what I mean? They were always the World Cup.
They lost the playoffs.
They won the first one, I remember, when I was a kid.
Bosnia on penalties. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, Bosnia.
Yeah, and they got spanked.
And Bosnia just got beat as well.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's embarrassing. Even though Italy are not the Italy of old, but still embarrassing.
I don't know. That's like football. It's just weird. Just like when you look at football, like for me, it's very important Liverpool have a youth system. Why? One, it gives the lads who are in Liverpool an option to go there. I want to go and play for Liverpool. That's my mission in life. And you need that. And so you got to have that, you know. Because for me, when you got youth players, it saves you spending money on certain positions in the club anyway. So you're saving money. You know what I mean? And their wages are cheap anyway.
Yeah.
But for me, I want Iraola to come and sort that out. Where we use like Neoni. I know he's a good player. And I think I don't want to say I'll give him game time and this, that, and the other. I think when the manager knows he's ready, I think Liverpool are very good at that. When they bring someone through, Curtis Jones is the only one who ain't really been ready. Like Conor Bradley came in, bang, he was ready. Trent came in, bang, he was ready. Gerrard, Curtis, no. So Rio, I think, yeah, tough, physically like strong, because I've seen him like be marked by two guys, and he's sort of 17 and he's still shredding them off, you know. So fair play to him. So that's what I want to look from this manager. A future of youth players coming through.
Yeah, definitely the best Brazil team that didn't win the World Cup was the one in '82. That Italy sort of moped Paolo Rossi, the athlete. It was some Brazil team that to not win it. But, like, you know, the best team doesn't always win it. Like, because, you know, in that, sort of like, you know, what's the name?
Isn't it mad that Holland have never won the World Cup?
That's the one I was trying to think of. That. For them not to get it against Germany and then not get it against Argentina. Did he? But them team and the Brazil team of '82, probably the two best teams that didn't do it. Like, just two great teams.
Who are you going with this time? Who you going in?
Spain didn't look brilliant, like, but I'm sure they will recover.
Spain and Portugal both, like, first game, yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it can happen.
It happens.
Yeah. You don't know, to be honest. I can't pick one.
I'm going Morocco as a dark horse anyway. They play pretty well. They all know what they're doing.
He's going for the Socceroos. That's why. He doesn't want to say it.
Yeah, tomorrow.
He just doesn't want to say that.
Tomorrow, who are you going with tomorrow? And I'm going to say America, yeah?
Yeah, I'll go with the States. I think they're a better team than Australia. Because Australia have got them two strikers who look decent enough. But because Turkey, though they won, Turkey could have scored quite a few.
Yeah, Turkey will over them, bro.
The way. The States you should get the free. You should win that and qualify.
Yeah,
qualify automatically 12. Yeah. And then you'd be the first team for the round 32. Which is still weird saying.
That might work for Turkey then, because if Turkey win against Panama and then they play America, who have already qualified, then they might not go all out against
Paraguay.
Turkey. So.
Yeah, Paraguay.
Yeah,
Paraguay. Because Panama's in.
Paraguay.
We played them last night.
Ghana.
That's it.
Oh, yeah. Panama. Yeah.
Yeah. Big up as well, South Asian Scouser. Big yourself up, bro. Hope you're well.
Cool, man.
It is exciting to get our transfer window open anyway, like, and to get the first signing in. It's encouraging. It's, you know, sound and what he can hear and what he can do, and watching a little bit of him. He looks like he'd be useful, hopefully. To get him at a good price, bought him at the right time before his price became inflated. And it's always nice, isn't it, to get like what it's a bargain if it comes off of the signing. And then we got money, for other players, because probably going to have to shell out for a few of our targets. Diomande being one of them, but I don't know what sort of money we're talking for a midfielder like a DM. But maybe we can find
I like Fernandes from West Ham. I reckon he's quality. He's going to cost a fair bit, though.
I mean,
like, who else is out there? Because seriously, bro, because I don't want Camavinga. He's too yellow cardish. He'll get a yellow card early on in the game, and he's definitely getting a second yellow in the game. He makes things like fouls I don't really like in dangerous areas. I don't like them type of players. I like players who think. So I'm counting Camavinga out. Back in the days, yeah, but I just thought I've seen too much of that. He did it last season in the Champions League as well. I was like, fuck that. We don't need him. So for me, we need a DM, bro.
We need someone in front of the defence that knows how to tackle and when to tackle, and be able to shield
the Van Dijk, you know what I mean?
Because ahead of that, like if you have Wharton having a good season with Isak and then Munoz and Diomande either side of them, and new tactics and a fresh outlook, then it could be good. And it's got to be better than that crap we were served up last season, which hopefully will just be a distant memory soon, a bad memory that we forget about.
Like for me, that sort of gave this manager an easier sort of ride.
Oh,
beautiful goal.
Yeah, that is a nice finish from David.
All the goals came at the same time for all three of us. Look at that, I like that. Everyone it went in exactly at the same time. Everyone went at the same time.
Well, we're watching it through. Yeah, it's good when these things are on national TV. Yeah, it's so much easier. But yeah.
Now I'm having to join the fun here. I'm going to log mine on so I can see the bloody. I forgot it was on there. So it's not often you get free football. Like
exactly.
Gotta suffer the adverts, but you have adverts on Sky, don't you? Anyway. So.
Well, the manager of Canada is Ozark's guy, isn't it?
I think if I remember rightly,
yeah, Jeffrey March. He was manager of Leeds, and he managed the fourth country as well.
He's the Ozark guy, isn't he?
I forgot. I forgot he's the journalist. The man formerly known as
cousin, I think, or something. He must be Pep Linder's cousin, I think.
Yeah, he done the dirty. Went to the rivals.
Top him for giving him for that. That's not what Barney. What's his name? Barney Simpson. How I Met Your Mother. He was Canadian, wasn't he?
Yeah. It's all good. I mean,
it's a big thing, though. It's Canada, America.
It's because we got to help out our little brother.
We got to help
out our little brother, Canada. They were lost in the wilderness. There's a lot of trees in Canada. They were lost in the wilderness. We had to send up an American to help them learn the game.
Well, it's a replay I'm needing there because I didn't get my telly on in time to see Jonathan David go. So I'd very much like to see a replay sometime soon. If the people doing the footage could facilitate that, I will be mightily pleased.
It will be late. Don't worry, man. You wait till 45 minutes. Within the next 15 minutes, you'll see that goal.
It's a good season, that, for Lille, and he was one of their standout players that season.
The stadium at the World Cup, wow.
Yeah, quite good to be fair.
Oh, flipping that. That looks like a pen.
Excellent season for China.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Game over. Canada qualified.
Oh, goodness.
Look, Ozark's happy.
You know what's weird about this World Cup, though, is that it's almost difficult to not qualify for the next round, to be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of third base, yeah,
like a draw and a win, and you're basically through near enough.
Yeah, third place.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't like it. I don't know, 12. I don't like it. I don't like this round of 32 extra team. Just leave it the way it was. All FIFA about its money. I know. On the flip side, people say give other countries that probably wouldn't qualify a chance, but sometimes less is more.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that, but for me, this feels like a World Cup. It's like everyone's there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? India aren't, but everyone's there.
Do you remember that?
It's
No, Jamaica.
Jamaica ain't there.
Jamaica,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Them brothers, Jamaica, India.
It's embarrassing. Italy with Jamaica and India.
There you go, bro.
Do you remember that program? TV program Due South, with a Canadian Mountie with a dog, with a dead cute dog that was he come down like to America and was helping, like he was teamed up with an American detective, like to solve crimes, him and the dog. Due South, that's the way I'm going, because obviously he's coming from the north, coming in down to America from Canada.
No, shout out to Haiti.
Remember that?
Caraco.
No, the brothers got sent off for that, bro.
I was outside the penalty. Well, the game's already done anyway at 2-0. It's already done. He ain't coming back. It's done.
No, how's he getting sent off for that? It wasn't that bad, was it?
Hey, mate. Canadian official, the Canadian Prime Minister, has been giving them the dollars, just make sure get Canada through and, make sure you get as far as we can, innit? So, as one of the Cold Nation hosts. But yeah, I just prefer the old format. Like, I get it and I understand it, but I just prefer the old format, just simpler, man. Play the group games, top 2. It's like the Champions League format. I still don't like the Champions League format. I still don't like it. Just give me top 2. Round 16, quarters, and just do it the normal, man. Just keep it simple, man.
That ain't no red card. Like,
yeah, it's harsh. It's very harsh.
That's not red fucking. Look, Messi, what he did, that was a red card. That is no red card there. Come on, man.
That Messi
Come
one,
on. No way, man. What are VAR doing there? Like, what is going on here?
Do you know what my favourite thing was about Canada when I was a kid? Quite smallish boy. In me Hulk comic, Hulk had a fight with the Sasquatch up in the Canadian pine woods in the Hulk comic. And it was in Canada, obviously, up in the pine woods. Hulk versus Sasquatch. It was like ding dong, they knocked lumps out of each other.
He's still working it out. He's getting is it gonna be a penalty or no?
No. Free kick.
That's a free kick, bro.
And me and JK are gonna say something in 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay, no, he blocked it. He blocked it. Who's that? JK, we need you on the free kicks, JK. We need you, JK, on the free kicks. That was all.
Oh, wait, that's Qatar that's taking the free kick. Oh, wow.
No. What?
That's Canada, bro.
What?
Canada and black.
It's Canada.
That's the first time I really see a black kit in a World Cup.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen Canada before in the black kit.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Huh.
I'd like to think Sasquatch would win against Big Daddy. Sure, Sasquatch would do like a better wrestling move on Big Daddy. Do him in.
Is a question for all of us from Hilo. What I'll say is before 12 Lee and JK answer is that they were good, but I'm not getting gassed. I think that Germany still won't win it. It's still open, but they did what they had to do against a minor team, a middle team. So fair play. But I'm not fooled by that German performance.
You better watch yourself. Pops is going to jump out from behind you.
Oh no, man! Where is he, man? He's been hiding all the Dr. Pops.
That's
I haven't seen Pops for time, actually. Yeah,
he's been.
I saw Pops was. I didn't see him, but we interacted on Wednesday on chat. Because people keep asking me about that sporting director game, and I gave him the address for it.
Oh, nice! Yeah. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna play that later on.
Yeah, they've updated they've updated the choices. It was on, in case someone's wondering, it was on Redman TV. And they did something where they give you 175 million euros and you're able to become the sporting director. They've taken some players off the list, meaning they're players that you can't, that are like untouchable. So you couldn't, if you want to get rid of, I don't know, Isak, you can't do that.
Wow. Well, slow. Yeah.
And then they gave you selection of players that are being linked, who have been linked to Liverpool as options to choose from. And my team, I shared my team with my original team. I shared with the group, and then I made another team just recently because of the new links. I made a new team. So my team is stacked. By the way, my team is stacked. Let me see if I can find it. See if I can find where I put it.
Yeah, that was in a comic when I was about 8, Hulk versus Sasquatch, but then by the time I was about 13, 14, there was a Hulk cartoon, and Hulk had a kick-off with the Hunchback of Notre Dame, who's got, like, good strength, he's strong, the Hunchback of Notre Dame, and he had a big kick-off in the train tunnel in Paris.
What about
team? This is the new team that I did, so I'll show you the new team. Hold on. My team is stacked, and yes, I did bring back Mohamed Salah, but it's all good.
I'm surprised.
I brought him back. I said one more time.
Is he back in his team? Is he?
Yeah. Better than the club 12th, man. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, that's right.
If you do that, I ain't coming to Arizona.
I think we all felt that maybe we could have got a few bob for Mo, right, rather than losing them for nothing. But I suppose, in a way, it's like a gentleman's agreement for him being a good servant to the club. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let him make his mind up after the World Cup. Where he wants to go. I'll have my eye, but I'll have one eye on it, like sort of in my peripheral vision, what's happening with Mo wherever he goes, sort of thing next season. I'll be eager to see what he's up to next.
With the
9 in, 9 out. By the way, 9 in, 9 out.
Spent 354, raised 410, net spend of minus. Oh, so that's sweet. That's a 9 out. Mama 45, Bradley 25, Ramsey 5, Simicast 15, Alexis 60. Right. James McConnell 15. Oh, that'll be in. Oh, double. Oh, he sold Mr. Subbo, yeah? Okay.
Yeah,
that's double. Captain Fantastic. Totally, yes. And the last one is Okimus. Okay. Some names up there that people, okay. The Subbo one will be the interesting one.
I have.
What's the right one for me? Is a no-brainer.
The team that's on the pitch can get good results. I got Bastoni, Virgil van Dijk, Frimpong, and Kirkez. But I got a midfield of Valverde. I got Buade. I got Florian Wirtz, obviously. Salah, Diomande. I got Isak. And then my bench. Yeah, of course.
You love Bournemouth, man. I'll tell you what, I'll send you up to work with Iraola.
On my bench, I've got Martinez. I've got who else do I have? I have Ryan. I got Krupi. My team is nice. Yeah. I mean, that right there. That's a starting squad. But you have both Krupi and Rayan, and you got the super sub and Nunez, and then you have, and then Valverde in your midfield. Come on, who could play right back for you? Could play in the midfield for you. That's the squad. I like this squad more than I like my original squad.
Exactly.
I tell you the truth, the players that you said to leave, I would say about right. Yeah. I'll go with that as well, for sure.
Valverde can play right back.
Yeah, but for me, Valverde would never leave Real Madrid. So
no,
take that out straight away.
Oh, sadly. Sadly, yeah.
He's very much valued where he is, isn't he? That guy, like, you understand how good a player he is. Never likely to happen, unfortunately. As much as you may find the idea entertaining, no.
What I'd go for that Fernandes from West Ham and Gibbs White for that Valverde money.
You say that, but I'll tell you this. Valverde might never want to leave Real Madrid. It sounds very unlikely. I understand. But I just brought back one of his homeboys to Merseyside. And maybe one of his homeboys hollers at his boy and says, "Yeah, why don't you come join us?" One of his countrymen says, "You should join." No, Liverpool's nice. Liverpool's nice.
Bro, have you noticed the Darwin noise has sort of calmed down a bit now?
Yeah.
That was wild. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Oh, Darwin might come back. See, someone might have just wrote that. You know, that's like that. Bang. Everyone's losing their mind. Content creators are crying. Like, it's not happening. Even if it does happen, it ain't your money. And he's going to do more than any of what you people would do. But I was like, yo, we got other problems to worry about than Darwin Núñez right now. But the way content creators are making shows days in, day out about that topic annoyed me, man.
You got to think about the homegrown and all that stuff too. You do have to think about that. That's one of the. If you do get an opportunity to do this thing, that is part of the evaluation period of how they evaluate your team, and the score that you get is rounded up by like your actual club, the club value at the end of the day club value that you have left. And it also deems on if you have the right number of homegrown players, because if you have the right number of homegrown players, you get extra spots on your roster, as opposed to if you don't have them, you don't get those extra spots. So that gets evaluated into the number. It is what it is. I think my team
Canada anyway, 2-0 up on that side, as it is now.
I had to make some difficult decisions in this list.
6 minutes. I still haven't seen David.
But again, like I said, at right back, for those that are saying Frimpong, I get that. Frimpong is there, I understand. But you now have, with this lineup, you would have Gomez and Valverde as backup to play right back if you need a right back. Because Valverde plays right back on occasion for Real Madrid.
Very versatile player, Valverde.
Very versatile.
Everything, you know.
Yep. And then if you need a left back, you can always bring Gomez over for a left back if you need a left back for Kirkes. And you have Bastoni and Bastoni on the left. Notice that. And you have Van Dijk going back to his roots, playing on the right side, which is where I would like to see him play.
The players he's got now for training, like he'll have Leone, Xhaka, KS, it's just not the World Cup.
Guess what, bro? Next game for Van Dijk, he's playing up against Isaac. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I would like to think maybe that Virgil would quit international football after the World Cup and try and prolong his Liverpool career. because hopefully he'll think to himself, I've got a chance here. Things are going to
I've done it now,
I've got a chance to win a couple more trophies, try and get another year out of him, get the right team around him, and there's still more in the tank possibly. And even Virgil, like without as much speed, he's still just a brilliant defender, isn't he? Like that's the way it is.
Yeah, but this is the first time I've seen him looking tired. Even in the Holland game, he looked like he just looked
crap. Yeah, this season would have made any centre back look crap, but he had going all around him. No cover from the midfield.
That's why DM is important for me.
Our midfield didn't the other teams this season.
Van Dijk and whoever plays with him needs protecting. So there you go, 3-0.
Still haven't seen the replay of the.
You guys are ahead of me. I'm about to just mute you guys so I can.
Oh, here we go. Some dignitaries who don't know who they are. Somewhat famous who don't know who they are. He's very happy for Canada to score the third. It's probably the president or whatever, Prime Minister of Canada.
I'm trying to think if John Stones was on this list. John Stones wasn't on the list, Hylor, of center halves that they offered on the list.
It's true, like Gay didn't start for England, and John Stones did. I wouldn't for me. Konza, I don't know. Konza's good, but he ain't for me international.
Konza was offered on this list, but he was way too expensive. He was midfield. Kwanzaa on this list was 80 million euros.
Mate, I knew I'd have to wait till half time to see the replay of David's goal that made it 2-0. Seen that one all right, but still haven't seen the replay of the second one. Obviously, I've never seen the first one either, but
like I said,
they're not the stiffest opposition. Qatar are they getting a bit embarrassed there, really, if to be told. Qatar.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
They're going to.
That's what Americans say when they realize their biggest enemies are winning.
I remember that American comedian.
Canada is not our biggest enemy. Mexico is our biggest enemy. Mexico is the team that we. That's our rival in international play. That's our rival. Canada is not our rival, but they've definitely become better in the last I'd say 4 or 5.
They've got players who play for big teams. You know what I mean? Now
they've got some good players. I mean, they got Antonio Davis, right?
Is he on the bench? Is he Davies? I think he is now.
Alfonso.
Yeah, he's on the bench. He's on the bench.
Yeah, he was on the bench in the first game as well. I think maybe because he's carrying an injury.
Saving for later. Well, it looks like that with England and Saka. He's gambled on having Saka fit by the later stages, hasn't he? Taking him. So it's got, it's all looking quite well for England, their results.
I bet Lee's got his England top on.
Good finish from Rashford. Yeah. Former Man United guy, obviously, now Barcelona.
No Liverpool or Man United player in the team. That's mad. No Liverpool or Man United players in the England team, man.
Nope.
You got Villa, you got Forest. You know what I mean? Mad. But look,
there's more.
No one really.
There's a funny stat. There's more players playing for. Crystal Palace has more players in the World Cup than Real Madrid does.
Crazy. For us not to have one player in the England squad is a bit. No, it is what it is. I suppose that we haven't got a player in it. The first World Cup, when I was a kid, it was obviously we stacked. I was into footy at the time. I was into Star Wars figures. But He supported Scotland because Dalglish Hansen and Osasuna were in the Scotland team, and his surname Gray is Scottish, Gray. When it's Gre, that's Irish, that one. But yeah,
Palace has 12 players, by the way.
But he said like England didn't pick a lot of our good players, like, and that. He said that. But Phil Thompson was England captain. But like Phil Thompson left Liverpool, I think the following season. But yeah, he was England captain for 82. Phil Thompson. Terry McDermott was there.
That's true. That's true. Rashford is technically United, but Manchester. Crystal Palace have 12 players representing them in the World Cup. Real Madrid have 10 World Cup players. That's
when I first heard the news about Munoz, I assumed it was the Munoz from Palace, the right back, who's done well. Because like I seen the thumbnail, it said Munoz fan, and like it was only when because I didn't know what he looked like, obviously beforehand, the Munoz, and I could scarcely remember what the other Munoz of Palace looks like. But it's been good for Palace, and the other Munoz the back. But
today as well.
Thought it was him.
Scored today.
Did he?
Yeah, for Colombia. Yeah. But yeah, like you, Lee, was saying, I mean, I didn't know much about for once. I didn't know this Victor Munoz. So, but it just goes to show with all the social media, we can still get things done quietly without people knowing, which is good to see. And let's see. I mean, I'll check him out. 34 million is gonna, so it's a decent price. But let's see. We'll give the boy a time and let's see what he can do. Let's see exactly.
He likes the dribble. That's what he likes to run with the ball. So does Diomande. If we have them thrashing up the wide positions, with these in tandem and a solid base behind them, anything is possible. A title tilt, even maybe. Who knows? It may be too much to ask in his first season, but why not? Why not? I'll go with the title. I think I see how Arsenal react to being champions, because once you're champions, you are there to be shot at the following season. We didn't go well with it last season, but we'll see how Arsenal do with it. Be interesting to see where they spend their money, and what they try to improve and change Arsenal. Really, I'm only concerned about us, but I suppose a little point of interest to see what Arsenal do this summer transfer-wise, and similarly to see how Ibu does it Real Madrid under Mourinho, and where Mo goes, where he goes. I'll be interested in that as a little side thing this season.
Bad Ibu. And even I don't know if you guys saw Liverpool's statement. That was cold. They're not happy with Ibu. You can tell his statement they are really not happy with Ibu. So there's more to me to the story, but again, there's the Liverpool side.
What did Ibu say?
Jose Mourinho will either favour him or he won't. You know what I mean? And he might not. He might not favour Canate compared to the other choices they've got. And but he's there. He's at Madrid. He got what he wanted. You know what I mean? Just got to see now if he can make himself a regular.
Well, for me, the Liverpool need to learn from this. Hence why, for me, when you wrote that you'll sell Szoboszlai, that was like a no-brainer for me, because for me, I believe he's going to do the same antics as Trent and Canate.
I think so. Yeah.
You can't really hold it against them, considering this is
I understand that, but I'm like this in football. When you play for a club, okay, Arne Slot was the prime example of this. When Arne Slot was at Feyenoord, he said in a press conference or whatever it was, I'm going to be the new Liverpool manager. There and then I said, you know what, I don't like that. I don't know who this guy is. First impressions I didn't like. When you're in a job for a club, you sort of respect the fans, and you don't say nothing until you said, Joe, I've officially left the club, and now I'm going to move on to Liverpool a few days later, whatever. So there you go, So what are these players doing? So what's like gives me that vibe as well. Lads who grow up in Germany love Spanish teams. It's weird. They love Barcelona and Real Madrid. Yeah.
Well, the threat of losing players free it puts them in a strong position for an improved contract, doesn't it? Certainly remains to be seen whether they offer an improved contract, like money-wise.
Yeah, but get it done early, D. You see this Canate thing? It lasted nearly 2 bloody seasons. And in that time,
ridiculous.
Canate was dossing around.
Yeah, if it would have been worth a few bob, like, if he wasn't free. It was.
Yeah, but for me, so what's how much you're going to get for him, realistically? Who's going to pay 100 million for him? He's good. But I just can't see them paying that much. Anyway.
Oh, that's a nice finish for 2-0. David, the first time I've seen it, like,
hey.
Here it is again. Good shot for the first one. The keeper saved, and then the follow up. Yeah, that's a nice finish.
Yeah, and agree, armchair. Sign or leave, yeah, because simple. I was saying that Liverpool, with them with the Ibu contract, but they negotiated. You turn the contract 3 times down, and all of a sudden, you're saying, "Oh, I'm going to sign," and the next minute, "Oh, you're not." So and then quickly, Real Madrid, because before there was radio silence, and then when Real Madrid reviewed the interest, he was talking then, wasn't he? Oh yeah, it's fine. Oh yeah, I want to sign my contract. Who says I want to leave? Yeah, and now all of a sudden, whatever's happened, and then Real Madrid are quickly in there.
And that's why, for me, was when a manager's job is, when he comes into a club, is 1, to steady the boat, and 2, uplift the name of the club up so much so that players choose to come to you. And what happened with Klopp was he got Alisson in, he got Van Dijk in, he got Salah, Mane, and these guys could have gone anywhere. But he got them in, and what it was, players were like, you know what, I don't want to play for Jurgen Klopp, man. Thiago came, bro. Come on. That's the prime example for me. Thiago came from Barcelona, Bayern Munich to Liverpool. Why? Jurgen Klopp and the way he was as a manager, bro. And this is the main job for Iraola. For me, I want to see that in that, where a player, no matter where he is, he has options of Barcelona, Real Madrid, Liverpool and Bayern Munich. He says, you know what, Liverpool's my team. Why? Areola's a guy. Bang. Then we know this guy's business. Until then, that's what I'm saying. How I see football management. That's his job now. To keep all the players sound, healthy, looking good, happy. Not like sat on the bench and shit like that. Like I seen some faces last season, bro. Couldn't believe what I was seeing. Gakpo, Van Dijk, Wirtz even. Salah. Like, yo, that's not the way you keep a good football team squad happy. Hence why the season what we had. So next season is going to be an exciting thing to see how Iraola handles these players and gives them the respect as well. So interesting times coming up, man.
Well, we have the whole issue of Hugo is going to miss like a huge portion of the season, if not all of it. By the time he comes back, the season, and its last cycle. I think.
I heard in November.
But it puts a lot of pressure on Isaac to be fit, doesn't it? Like, there's things we could do, but you don't want to do them. We don't want to be having the wide players do the middle really necessarily if we can avoid it. But it'd be interesting to see how Hugo does. I hope he makes a swift return because he was one of the bright spots of last season because he got going quickly, scored in the Charity Shield, scored on his debut in the league. I think he scored just 2, and then he got another one quickly though as well. He settled in quickly, Hugo, in terms of like being able to produce goals. So we miss him. It's a shame, and I like the way he done it as well. A bit like Bradley's one. It's like one of those crappy things that happen. He's apparently scheduled to be back fit not long after the season starts. Bradley, if what I heard is correct. Which we need badly. Our fitness are right back this season from both Frimpong and Bradley. It was just one of those seasons where we were jinxed in that one position, wasn't it? And we must have had 8 different players playing over the course of the season. Just one of those things that happens. It's not only us, it happens to other clubs sometimes, doesn't it, where they just have a cursed season in one particular position, and all and sundry are tried in that position to try and fill the gap. He got too used to playing Curtis there for my liking. I understood why he did it, but he liked Szoboszlai there, didn't he? Slot.
Yeah,
if Bradley and Frimpong had been fit, he wouldn't have had to do it for the final match. But they just weren't fit often enough. Neither of them. I mean, were they ever fit at the same time, Bradley and Frimpong last season? I don't think they were they? And neither of them were fit very often either, on the whole.
A few times, but the thing is that he still did need to play sub or right back, Kurtis right back. You got a right back in the squad, whether he's young, whether he ain't played, just play him. Just play a right back at right back. But again, Slot likes to overcomplicate things. He doesn't like you. He doesn't rate you. He won't pick you, no matter how bad the player's in form, which is absolutely disgraceful in my opinion. So
yeah, but that was his downfall, bro.
If you look at Iraola at Bournemouth, he had Kirk had obviously replacement super, but on the right-hand side, he had Tavernier, who likes getting forward. Tavernier and he's got a finish in him. So it'd be interesting
Tavernier,
to see
you mean?
as a fullback, like what his preferences are for fullback. Sorry, what was that?
Bro, Tavernier was like, some French right back or something. It's Tavernier. I think it's Tavernier you're on about.
Yeah,
I say Tavernier sometimes,
I was thinking, who's this new guy?
Yeah, got a finish in him, and he and he made good use of him there at Iraola. So we see what he does right back. I just hope we do have the combined fitness of Frimpong and Bradley to count on this season, and hope that the curse doesn't transfer to a different position. We go a whole season without a cursed position, hopefully this year. Last season, Endo ended up at centre-back when Ibu's dad died. We had one fit centre-back in Virgil, and Endo went there, didn't he? And Endo ended his own season by getting a bad injury, and he's not even at the World Cup now, is he? It's not quite the end for Endo, but he ended up at centre-back anyway, and having one guy fit in Virgil was a great guy to have if you only got one, Virgil van Dijk, but having one centre-back available was just like, but yeah. The Leone thing was unforeseen, wasn't it? Nobody could have predicted that with Leone, and we were hoping to see something from him. But, the shitness of our midfield this season, the lack of cover for the defence, probably spared him that. I mean, it's still a shame because he'd be more experienced now if he wouldn't have got injured. But he was spared, at least taking part in that shit show last season, because he probably would have been exposed quite a lot, like seeing as how we were crap in midfield last season. Eager to see Xhaka as well. One Frenchman replacing another. If he gets the nod to partner Virgil from the off. Yeah.
Eager to see it.
Yeah.
People, we're at the 3-hour mark. We're going an hour over. This is a little bit of like the World Cup chill time, I guess. We'll be. I think I'll be able to come back tomorrow. I believe I'll have a show for tomorrow. It's been a little haphazard with some of the shows because of the way of like because of the World Cup schedule. I was going to go live yesterday, but I know I wasn't going to go up against England playing at 1:00 or playing at 9:00 your time. So I knew that wasn't going to be the case. So. Yes, peace out, South Asian Scouser. Peace out to all that have joined us. You guys want to say peace out to the people before we let them get into the next second half of their game? It's about to kick off, I know.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good start for Canada. I don't have nothing against them. So if they give Qatar a talent, it'll be some goals to reflect on. Because there haven't been many high-scoring games so far. It's been a few. But see how Qatar shape up now to not be embarrassed. So it won't go down well with the king. Whatever he is. Was it Sultan or something?
Okay.
You'd be displeased with the team.
Okay. Okay.
The goal.
And do you want to say anything, JK or Nalate?
Yeah, big up everyone still in the chat. You know, hi, hello, South Asian, Norm, whoever in and out. Big yourselves up, and we move. And I'll tell you what, can't wait till next week for Ghana, England. Believe me, I can't wait. But yeah, Munoz,
Asante is the guy.
Sante, yeah. Not Jordan Ayew. Oh god, he was awful. But anyway,
he wasn't great. He holds on to the ball too long.
Yeah, he tries too much. There's no need.
Yeah. He Curtis Jones it. Like tomorrow, the fixture lists are coming out tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Okay, let's all everyone in the chat before we go. Right in the chat,
tomorrow.
Reckon we got.
Yeah, already the fixture list. Well, that's good.
I reckon.
Yeah, see what's
Fulham at home. Fulham at home watch.
Oh, for the opener?
Yeah. Be cool if it was Coventry away.
Yeah.
It's early in the second half. It looks like Qatar are going to concede more goals. It's just a matter of time.
Okay.
They're having a go at keeping Canada out, aren't they? Like, but they're all over them once again. Got the bit,
but everyone bless up anyway in the chat panel. Yeah. Have a good one, man.
Definitely.
Canada have the bit between their teeth, figuratively speaking.
Look, people, enjoy the rest. Sorry to cut you off there. I was gonna say, enjoy the second half. It's 3-0 still, and then you have South Korea, Mexico. Should be a real barn burner there for a game. Big up South Korea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was thinking, I'm picking all the teams at 12 they want. 12 supporting Qatar right now.
Yeah, I am. I hope they have a massive comeback. But all right, people, we'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll hopefully we'll have the fixture list that JK was just talking about already for you, and we will leave you with this. This is our Red Zen moment of Red Zen right there. Our additional moment of Red Zen, I should say.
Oh, he's actually got red hair, hasn't he? Which you couldn't tell from a distance, but now I see him up close. He's red hair, isn't he? Well, red hair, red kiss. Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. Redheaded, bringing another redhead to the team. So.
Yeah, the new. Oh no, well, I hope he's better than Sepp van den Berg. Could be the new Sepp van den Berg. Or John Arisa, if you prefer.
That's Arisa. I was thinking Arisa, so there you go.
David Fairclough, super sub.
We can only hope. People, take care. Peace.